There we go. All right, Brandy, I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
Holy, the energy around you is like so strong. Have I read for you before?
You have, yeah, a couple times.
Okay. So in these groups, because I have only so much time with you guys and you have so many people on the other side, I like to ask you who you want me to focus on. Who is it that you want me to focus on?
My dad.
Okay. He's not alone. It's funny. When you said my dad, the lady behind him goes, I ain't leaving. Sorry, not going nowhere. So I don't know if his mom's on the other side or who the lady is with him. It feels like a mother figure.
Yeah, she is.
So she just basically told me where to go and how to get there, and that she ain't separate and that they're coming through together. Okay, you ready to do this? We're going to start with a connection exercise. If I've read for you before, that's perfect. You get to show everybody how to do this. You remember the puzzle dump and how to do this part?
Hmm.
Awesome. All right. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, slow down, Dad, slow down. Okay, here we go. You remember the puzzle dump? I'm just going to quickly explain this again. When I'm going to keep my first things first. I'm going to keep my eyes closed for a minute because it's just easier for me to see them this way. You go ahead and get comfortable. This beginning part is what I call the puzzle dump because for me, that's just like what it feels like. Just like when you're building a puzzle, you got to kind of dump out all the pieces and then organize them to figure out how they fit. When we do that connection exercise, there's a huge amount of information that comes over all of my senses, but I'm not exactly sure how any of that fits together. So they're like puzzle pieces to me. So I'm just going to explain everything I'm picking up and then we'll go back and figure out how that fits. All right, first of all, somebody's choking off my breath. This is Dad for sure. He's letting me know that. Remember, I said that they'll take me through their passing from their perspective, not yours. He's
Hmm.
showing me that his last memory was that last breath. And I do feel the sudden, unexpected, or traumatic, like the very quick. And it's funny because as soon as I do that, now my voice is coming back again. Thank you. So the second that he transitioned to the other side, he was able to breathe freely and clearly. He's jumping up and down, letting me know that he's got all his mobility. There is not a thing wrong with him. He's like, look at me, look at me. I'm all in one piece on this side. I'm good. And your dad's standing there with a rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. Do you understand?
Mm. Valentine's, yeah.
Pardon me?
Valentine's.
Valentine's? What do you mean?
The rose, he always gave a rose at Valentine's.
Oh, no, it's around right now. So the rose is
Oh,
my symbol for a birthday, an anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. So when they step
oh,
forward with the rose, that tells me it was either a special day that just passed or is coming up. He's validating that right now.
it would be possibly his birthday, which is coming in November, or I mean, my son's birthday is also in November.
Yeah, yeah, both of them. Your dad is trying to make me laugh. Like he keeps trying to make me laugh. Um, do you understand the breathing thing? Because the second that he did this, I was able to breathe again. But he was definitely laboring my breath before that. Do you
Hmm.
understand that? Or how did dad pass?
We had pancreatic cancer.
Got ya. See, this is why it's important that I don't go quickly over that part of it because they take me through their passing from their experience, not yours.
Mm.
So, what he's emphasizing here is that he wasn't in a lot of pain. Like, what he did is he jumped up on the other side. He's like, look, I'm all in one piece. I'm good over here. The second that I crossed over, I was okay. I could breathe free and clear. I was good. The
Mm.
only, his last memories of transitioning was just that inability to breathe, taking that last breath. And it's
Mm.
funny because as I say that, I know that people are with me in that moment. He's showing me the holding of the hands. Do you understand that?
Hmm.
Were you all with him? I see
Yeah,
three.
I was.
Was there three people in the room with him or three including him?
Three, including him. Yeah.
Slow this down. He keeps bringing up a dog. He's got a dog on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Did you just lose this dog? See, here's the thing. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's your family dog or what. He's like, I thought she'd be happier about that. The dog is here.
I mean, I just lost a cat.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. So when I say dog or cat, I'm glad you corrected me because all I see is little balls of energy. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And they don't change the message just because I don't understand it
Yeah.
perfectly. They just say it again and again and again. He's like, it's here. Have you guys been talking about getting a dog though?
No.
Because why does your dad keep giving me the energy of dog? So if this is a cat that's just passed, do you know about spirit guides? Like how your pets are very often your spirit guides in the physical reality?
No. I don't know much about
So, okay, so hold on. The cat's trying to communicate for a second, and then I'll get into spirit guide. Do you understand that the cat is feeling better and can eat more now? And there's something about the mouth.
that. Mm.
Slow this down. First of all, around the cat feels like distorted energy around it. Just distorted energy is pain, grief, or trauma around somebody's passing, and it's very thick, which is why I think your dad is not um, letting go of this animal and why it's a little bit foggy for me because distorted energy is kind of like it's kind of like how you can still hear underwater, but water will distort sound, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
So that grief can distort the energy, but our pets, especially if they were well loved, and you must have loved this cat very much for your dad to be bringing it up in a reading.
Yeah.
Our spirit guides are very much or let me say that again. Our pets are very much our spirit guides. They incarnate into our lives. They love us unconditionally. They're there through the good, the bad, the all of it. And so what happens is when an animal exits the physical body, they guess what they do? They just reincarnate again and come right back to you. And they will come back
Oh.
as a dog or a cat. They will come back into your life as whatever animal you need at that moment in time. And
Hmm.
this is your, make no mistake, this is your spirit guide. So you'll recognize that soul when they make their way back into your world. They'll have the same soul traits. You'll be like, you
Oh.
remind me so much of my dog or my cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your dad is giving you the reassurance that he has the cat and that this cat will come back in your world, whether it's as a dog or a cat, because I feel like it just might be a dog.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
That's why I'm like, are you guys talking about getting a dog or something? Because, okay, that being aside, now she's taken me to through their passing again, but I feel like there's something with the side of my face and that I'm not sick anymore. Like I don't feel sick or nauseous.
Yeah, I had like a tumor in its stomach, but it was like really sudden. Like I was like, oh, he's not eating. He's getting so thin. And then we took him in and it was like days. And then then that was it. We had to put him down.
Got ya. Because that's what I mean. They don't change the message just because I don't understand it. He's
Yeah.
emphasizing that he was sick and he couldn't
Hmm.
eat. And there was something about the pain on that side, which clearly, if he's a cat, he can't express that. But the
Yeah.
good news is that it went quick and your dad came and got him.
Mm.
Now, okay, slow down, Dad. Your grandma's right behind him going, I'm here too. Make sure she knows I'm here too. Who's the smoker? Is that Dad?
Dad.
Because as I see her doing this, she's like trying to push the smoke out of the way. Like, they're sarcastic back and forth, just so you know. Did they have that type of relationship here in the physical world?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she just looked at him and said, That's why you're dead. And he said, You're one to talk. And I'm like, Guys, hello. Oh, your grandmother loves you though so much. Like she's pushing dad out of the way, like get that, and she's like cursing at him, get the heck out of my way. This is my granddaughter. I need her to know I'm here. And she's like, they're talking about something to do with the house. I don't know if you're just renovating or if you moved or something like that, but they're like filling your house with love and saying, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. What did you just do?
Um, I don't know, nothing. No, we haven't done anything in our
Oh, they're not changing their message. Your grandma just rolled her eyes at me. How long have you lived in the house that you're in now?
like 5 years.
And you own it?
Yeah.
And you didn't have that house before passed?
Oh, you know what? We just renovated a garden out. Oh, that's probably why she would love that. Like a big vegetable garden out in
Out.
our yard.
Gotcha. See, they didn't
Yeah.
change it. They're showing me in whatever way I will say it so that you will understand the message they're giving you. But she's showing me my sign for renovation. She's walking
Mm.
around your house. She's like, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so awesome. Tell her I'm there. Tell her I see it. This is amazing. Next year is going to be even better. So she was a gardener.
Yes.
When you say you renovated your garden, did you turn like half your yard into the garden?
Yes.
Because she gave you some gardening boxes as well, and I feel like I got layered gardening going on. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a gardener. She's like frustrated with my library of information for gardening up here, but there is one thing that she's very excited about. Whenever somebody has a gardening connection, they find this in my library. Do you know about electroculture?
No.
So next year, your grandma's not kidding when she says you're going to have the biggest garden on the entire block or
Oh
in
my
the
God.
entire city if you understand electroculture. So when we get off here, just look up electroculture. All it is a piece of wood in your garden with some copper wire around it. So the wire will stick out above the wood, wrap around the wood, and stick out underneath the wood. And then you put that in your garden so it's half under the ground and half up. That electrolyzes, or whatever that word is, the soil, and your garden will grow five times bigger or 10 times bigger than anything else. It will grow
Oh my goodness.
bigger. A friend of mine just did this year. She literally pulled a cucumber out of her garden like this. It was so
Oh my
big she could
goodness.
hardly get her hands around it. So she's jumping up and down. She's like, sorry, Dad, that's what I had to say here today. I had to let her know that next year we're going to have this amazing garden. Okay, your dad's pushing, I'm sorry, your dad's pushing her out of the way. He's going back to your son. Are they like a week or two apart? Because he's like, boom,
Yeah.
boom. He's showing me my symbol for pride, which, well, slapping his chest, which is my symbol for being very proud of the young man. But I see two kids. Do you have more than one child?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Two
have two?
daughters.
Okay. Oh, two other ones as well.
Well, stepdaughter. Yeah.
He's wishing them a happy birthday. Your dad would be the type to go trick or treating and all that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because I feel like is one of your children a little bit older, like out of trick or treating age, and the other two are still kind of young, or because
Yes. Yes. I have an 8-year-old, so she's still loves it, but older, and then two, and then a 3-year-old as well as my 11-month-old.
oh, I got yeah. I can see the one that's a little bit older, and then the little ones, and your dad is like, oh, I'm so excited for trick or treating this year. Like he's talking about going trick or treating with you. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, would he do that if he was here? He's like, darn straight. What do you mean, would I? Of course I would.
Yeah.
Has he not been gone for very long? He feels like, how do I explain this? Because time is relative on that side. A year can feel like 20 years can feel like a day.
Yeah.
Uh, he's showing me that it feels like just yesterday. I see this sign, which is named after or just like. But I feel like this is for two babies, possibly. Is there two people named after him, or does that name get carried down twice? How do you understand that?
Mm,
I know I'm going fast through this. My symbol for being named after or just like.
yeah.
Is your
I don't.
son here a little bit like him? A lot
Yeah.
like him?
Yes. Yes. Very much.
Because that's my symbol for named after or just like.
Mm.
And he didn't meet the little ones, I guess, is what, see, this is why I'm like,
No.
what are you trying to get at here with these signs? I'm putting them together now, I think is what he's saying. I know this one in the physical world, I knew this one, but I know these ones as well. And that little one you said, that little 11-month-old, look out, because she's just, is it she?
He.
He's just like Grandpa too. I'm telling you right
Mm,
now, named after just like, as soon as you name
yeah.
an 11-month-old, he's like, just like me.
Uh,
And that's whose birthday is in November. Not the 8-year-old, but the little baby one.
that's right. Yeah.
God, yeah, I see what Dad's trying to say now. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
so blonde, forgive me. So I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
So this baby came after Dad passed, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
How long has Dad been gone?
6 years.
God, yeah. So the thing is, your loved ones will align things like this. He stepped forward with a rose right away, and I didn't understand the message. I got it now. Your dad sent you that little boy.
Mm,
So, and he lined it up very close to his birthday so that you would know that dad sent him.
mm,
Spirit uses synchronicity and alignment to put you in the right place, right moment, right time to deliver the message that they needed you to get. So
mm.
your dad lined that up around his birthday so that you would know that he sent him and that they got to know each other on the other side. Look out, he's going to be just like that. But please know how proud he is of you as a mom, and he's not missing a single thing. He keeps showing me I'm watching you. He's actually trying to creep me out a little bit. He's playing that song. Was your dad funny and sarcastic and funny, kind of, here in the physical
Yes,
world?
very. Yeah.
Because there's an old song, it's kind of like a stalker song, I'll Be Watching You. You know that song?
Oh,
Do you know that song that I'm talking about?
I think so.
Every
I think
step
so.
you take, every move you make, I'll be watching
Yeah.
you. Yeah, your dad's like, make sure she knows I'm watching her. Every step you take, every move you make, dad's right here. And he gave you a pumpkin, and I saw a baby in pumpkin. Have you done pumpkin pictures?
Not yet. No.
Have you thought of doing that?
Yes.
Like literally putting the baby in the pumpkin?
Yeah, I thought about that.
Dad loves it. His sense of humor is like off the charts. He's loving that. He's like, you do that, I'll pay for them. Not me, him. He's going to send you the money to get them professionally done because it feels like that's what you want.
Oh, I did. I was looking at that. That's funny.
What did he just? It's not an accident in the order that they bring the messages through. I'll be watching you. Every step you
Oh,
take, every move
that's
you
funny.
make, I'll be watching you. So what your dad wants you to know is that he's not dead and he's not gone. He's just invisible. So
Hmm.
when you say, thank you, Dad, for sending me the money for the photography, then guess what happens? He uses his energy to put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time to get an extreme discount or somebody to come in and do it for
Mm,
free. He's going to line it up for you in such a way it will be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And then you get to experience his presence this Halloween,
mm,
which is something you haven't experienced in a while.
hmm.
He goes, don't worry, I'll let you know when you're trick or treating. I'll let you know that I'm there because he's going to scare you. So somebody is going to jump out at you. Somebody is going to be like, get you to scream. That's your dad. He
Oh
will
my
need
gosh.
somebody to scare you. Because he's like, I really am Casper now. I don't even need a
Oh
costume.
my God.
Oh, he's pulling his energy back. He's giving your little one a toothbrush. Are you having trouble getting your little one to brush their teeth?
Um,
The 2-year-old?
the 3-year-old, yeah.
Got yeah. He's telling me to tell you the trick that I used for my kids when they were little. So, what you do, especially if you got two, it works, right? Is that you get them to pick a song that is takes them about a minute or two to sing, and then you get them to one person to sing the song while the other one brushes their teeth, and then
Oh,
they switch. The next one sings the song while the other one brushes their teeth. They brush their teeth till the song's over
oh, cute.
and they will do it together. It works because they get to boss each other around that way. It works. Trust me. They love it. It's
Oh,
like I
cute.
sing, you brush. Now it's my turn to sing, or now it's your turn to sing. So let me say that better. I brush, you sing, but now it's my turn to sing, so you better brush because I get to sing now. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm,
It
that's
works.
cute.
Oh, he's pulling his energy back and giving. Wait, as he's pulling his energy back, he's showing me puppets.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm seeing Sesame Street or what the heck am I seeing? Do you have puppets at your house?
I don't.
I'm literally seeing a puppet show. Like, you know, those booths that where you have like puppets and stuff like that?
Yeah. No, we don't have anything like that.
I think I got it. Your dad is tired of being dead. He's been dead for like 6 years, no more of it. He's alive and he wants to participate with the kids. There's some kind of event coming up for the kids that he's going to line up for you as well. It's like a kids show or something, is what he's trying to show me.
Hmm.
So I'm my kids are all older now. I don't know what any of the young ones are. I don't know if it's Paw Patrol, Sesame Street, what the heck. He's something to do with like puppets, right? He's like,
Okay.
you're coming to town and dad's getting you tickets for that too. Because you guys don't go do stuff like that very often, do you?
No, no, we don't.
It's funny. He's like, you got to start getting those kids used to going out in public. Otherwise, they're going to be holy terrors every time you try to go out. You got to practice. Have you been having troubles with the kids when you go out? Have they been pretty rambunctious?
Sometimes. Yeah, I think sometimes. Yeah.
So he's like practice with them because he wants to be a part of your lives. If your dad was still here in the physical world, he'd be spoiling you rotten with trips and activities with the kids. He'd be interacting with the kids, right?
Mhm.
So what he's giving you is signs and symbols that you will recognize his presence now as you're a mom with your kids. And then as he's pulling his energy back, he's kind of bragging about you. He's like, do you see how big, pretty my daughter is? And there's something about the timing of this. He's like, there you go. See, I made you first. I don't know if you had to go or you were worried about timing around this or something, but he's like, I got you in first. There's something he's impressed that he got to go first. How do you understand that?
That he got to go, I'm not
He
sure.
got to go first. He got his message in first.
Oh yeah, my son's sleeping. So I was like, oh, I don't know if is he gonna wake up or yeah.
Yeah, because he's bragging about how he's got your back on the other side. He's using his energy to align you right place, right moment, right time. He's not missing a thing, honey. Nothing. Did you get the tattoo for him or what did you write for him? Because he's showing me thank you and I see writing.
Mm, I'm not sure.
Thank you, writing, and a tattoo. You have siblings here in the physical world?
Yeah.
Somebody's got a tattoo for him and it's got a date or writing of some sort on it.
Hmm. I mean, that's something I've also thought about, so I'm not sure.
Got ya.
Yeah.
So he's just not wanting to like shut up right now in a bad way. He's just like, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. He knows that you're thinking about getting that tattoo. If you want that tattoo, you just say, all right, dad, line it up for me. Because see, when you do that and it shows up in your world, it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And then you
Mm,
feel his presence. And it feels important that you feel his presence this birthday and this Christmas because he's not letting another year go by where you feel like he's not here. So the more you ask him and be specific and ask him for help, the more he will line it up for you. Just like you did today. You're like, oh, can I do this? If he's sleeping, Dad's like, I got your back. Don't you worry. See what I mean? He knows how much you miss him, sweetie. He knows. And that's why he brought you to me instead of some other medium because I literally specialize in teaching you to recognize his presence.
yes.
And that is why he's been throwing those coins at you. Because he's like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. He's like, that's me, by the way. That's me. Him. You understand that?
Yes.
Oh. I feel like he could talk forever, but your grandma's literally got him by the ear. She's like, all right, you see the other people. They need a turn too.
Yeah, yeah.
Last thing, he's got all his hair. Was he bald here in the physical world?
Yeah, from the chemo.
Because
Yeah.
as grandma's pulling him back, he's like, I'm not bald. I got my hair. I got my hair. See? And you just smiled. He goes, okay, now I can pull back because that's
Yeah.
how I want my daughter smiling, remembering him. And your daughter sees, your son sees him. I think your daughters used to see him and probably still do a little bit, but your son sees him too. He's pointing him, he's doing like this at the baby and she's watching him. He's watching her. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know he's there. Okay, he's pulling his energy back. I hope that that was helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Okay, so where am I going? Okay, let's see your friend. I can't see her name here, but her person behind her is going, oh, me next, me next. What is your name up there, sweetie? All it says is somebody's last name, but you're muted. You have to take your mute off. She's like, I don't know how to do that. Oh, here comes Leslie. She's coming. She's coming. Whew, cigarette smoke. Somebody's smoking on the other side. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you want me to connect to, hun?
My cookum.
You're, you said
Cook.
cook 'em. Okay. You at first I thought you said cousin, and I'm like, well, you're awfully old to be a cousin. And she's like, cook 'em. Did she smoke as well?
Not that I know of. No. Mhm.
So, because it's very important the way that these messages line up. As we just saw, they don't always show up by themselves. So, if they show up surrounded in cigarette smoke like that, that means that they're bringing the smoker with them. Whoever that smoker is on the other side, it feels like a male is stepping forward with her. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I don't know who that is though.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Ready to do this?
Yes.
Are you nervous? Because my heart just
Yes,
feels like I'm going to puke.
I am. Yeah.
Breathe that out. Okay, here we go. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Got ya. Oh, sweetie. Okay, here we go. Puzzle dump. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So your grandma's energy stepped forward, and right away she took me to the mind, and I felt dizzying thoughts, spinning thoughts, which is my symbol for somebody that either could not communicate at the end, um, depression or something, or was actually spinning before they passed. But this to me feels like somebody who could not communicate before we passed away. She's showing me the body scan, which is more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. And she kind of exits the physical body and stays attached with the spiritual cord. Now, what that means is that our soul is connected to our physical body with a spiritual cord, kind of like a baby is connected to mom with an umbilical cord. Sometimes at the end of life, if the body is in a lot of pain, or if they are in a coma or something, or if they die before anybody gets there, their soul will step out of their body so they don't feel any pain, but stay attached to their body until the moment that they're ready to let go. Do you understand that? How did grandma die?
Stroke, and then she was in an old folks home until she passed.
Do you see what I'm saying? The spinning thoughts, my symbol for unable to communicate or actually spinning. And when you say she went to the old folks home after that, she still had trouble communicating after that, didn't
Yeah.
she?
So she's Ojibwe, the native tongue, and I'm just pure English. So we always had a communication barrier.
Got you. Not no more. Do you understand now? She is high vibrational spirit and you are spirit. And now, see, people of all different languages communicate with me using signs and symbols. And she's been communicating with you as well using signs and symbols. I know why you are connected to cigarette smoke. I don't think it's cigarette smoke. It feels like a blessing smoke of some sort. Now, here's where it gets tricky because clearly I can see that you have a connection to the native culture, right?
Yeah.
What your grandma showed me on that side is she is connected with all of her family again. I saw the heart going around her and all of her family on that side. That's why I can smell the smoke all around her. She's like, we're all together on this side. I have so much healing to be reconnect with my family. She has the answers that she needed. And it feels like some of her family were split apart and she died without having any answers. Do you understand that? She has those answers on the other side now. And what she's saying to you is that she's very proud of you, that it feels like you've been learning about your ancestors as well, or you've been learning about your culture. And every once in a while, I think you smell cigarette smoke as well, right? Do you ever get that where you're like, where's that coming from? And then it's gone?
Yeah, yeah.
They're very much surrounding you and loving you and guiding you along the way as you're going through this journey of reconnecting with your roots. Do you understand that? Your grandma put the white blanket around your shoulders and shows me my symbol for dramatic protection. You were protected through that. And it feels like I'm going back about a year ago. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she showed me dramatic protection and healing now and how proud she is of you. Did you quit an addiction of some sort?
Yeah.
Was this about a year or two ago that you
Um, it's kind of been sporadic, but the most impactful ones have been about 5 years ago. Yeah.
she's very proud of you. Slow that down. Um, she's thanking you for being here today. They all, I feel like everybody here has a rose today. They're literally singing to you today. Is it your birthday today or like right around now? Because they're singing to you and they've got
Um,
the rose.
August, end of August. Yeah.
They were there. I say they because your grandma's not alone. And she
I
keeps
know.
emphasizing they because she needs you to know that she's not alone and neither are you. She said, just remember that there are so many people over here that love you more than you could even realize. And she keeps showing me your thoughts. This is my symbol for thoughts,
Yeah.
and she's like, I hear everything you're saying. So please remember that that is my beautiful granddaughter you are talking to there. You are never alone. Ever, 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 ever are you alone. And it feels like you've been saying that or you felt alone for some time.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much my whole life, yeah.
She goes, Dad, I don't want you to say that anymore because she's like, guess what? I'm a fly on the wall now. I'm never away. Have you been seeing the flies literally around your house lately?
No, no, but I know she's with me. I know she visits me a lot.
Absolutely, she does. But watch for those flies because when you start seeing the flies show up on your house, it's funny because your son Annette is going, you too, Mom. When you start seeing those flies show up on your wall, that's Spirit's way of letting you know they are a fly on the wall. They're not
Yeah,
missing a single thing.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Is your grandfather also on the other side?
Yeah, but I never met him. I don't really know who he is, but I have been inquiring about him.
She just brought him forward and she said that he loves you very much too. She brought him forward. She put the white blanket around his shoulders and hers. She's like, it feels so good to be reconnected and healed. She's making me feel like they could not have been reconnected if they weren't both healed, but they are both healed on the other side and that he's there loving and protecting you as well. And the boy. Do you have a son?
No.
Do you have a brother then?
I think I had a brother that passed before I was born.
Got ya. So that would be important because I can't know that. He's like, I'm watching over you and protecting you and the boy. Distance or space. So They put you here and your family here, distance or space. Are you a bit of a distance away from your family?
Well, yeah, I am now because I'm in Calgary and I'm from Ontario.
Perfect. That's just what I mean when I say randomly specific. It might sound random, but it's very specific. So you're just here visiting?
Yeah, I came for Leslie's wedding, actually.
Aww. So he knows because he's like showing me distance or space that your family's there and you were here. He came with you for this wedding. Now, are you guys related? Because he just kissed her cheek and said, "Hey, babe, your grandfather's a bit of a flirt and he's young on that side." Just saying, he's very young. How old was he when he passed?
I don't know. I never met him. I don't know who he is. Yeah.
So when somebody that has been gone that long steps forward and kind of takes charge, he's like, "Hey, I don't want to be dead either. I'm on your team. I'm loving you and protecting you from this side." So he's getting his voice in here so he can be a support in your life too.
Yeah.
You don't have to know him. I say it to people like this. If you had a child, and knock on wood, this doesn't happen, it's just an example, and you pass away the next day, that child grows up and has children. Are you going to watch over those babies and love them just the same as if you were here in the physical world?
Absolutely.
You have
Absolutely.
that much love and support on the other side. And they just said, don't you ever forget that again.
Yeah.
Aw. Okay. So your grandma said that she saved you a seat. And I'm like, what does that mean? Was there an empty seat beside you on the plane?
No, no,
What does
no.
she mean? Because she's clearing a seat. She's like, that one's mine. That one's mine. And again, they're referencing Leslie. How do they know her? Are you guys related?
Our families know each other. Yeah. Kind of like this, we grew up in the same neighborhood areas.
Got ya. So she's congratulating her as well and saved you a seat. I think that goes two ways. First of all, there's a transition here over to Leslie because it feels like now we're talking about you're saving a seat for your loved ones at the wedding, I think is what I'm seeing saving a seat for. So she's like, that's mine. I'm hopping into that seat. They're saving me a seat. But also, on top of that, hold on. Okay, slow down. You can't all talk at once. Your whole family is trying to step forward at the same time now.
There's a lot of them over there.
On top of that, I think your grandma's trying to help. I don't know how you got here, how you paid for the ticket or whatnot, but she's taking credit for it. Because she's saying that she helped with that. Either somebody else paid for it, it was really cheap. Like there's something around it that she helped with.
Yeah, probably my stress level. It was my first time booking a flight and I was so stressed out and it took me 3 days and I finally got it somehow.
Because she helped with that. That's what I mean. I don't know why they're saying the things they're saying. They're very specific to what's going on in your life. But she knows what's going on because she's there with you. And it's funny because as you say that, she goes, "You know what? That's a metaphor for the rest of your life." Just saying. There's a lot of things that you are experiencing now, sober, new, that feel hard and scary until you just do it.
Right, like coming to Calgary.
Yeah. Oh, she's so proud of you for doing that. She said it's going to be a beautiful wedding. She's not missing a single thing. She's dressing you up. I feel like she's trying to get you in a dress. I don't know if you're actually wearing a dress, but I feel like she's trying to get you in a dress.
Yeah, so everybody was trying to get me in a dress, but I don't wear dresses often and
That's,
I a dress.
you are wearing a dress?
Well, for the wedding, I wore the dress and I tried my hardest to wear pants, but I wore a dress.
See what I mean? She knows because that's the way that information is coming in. And then she's playing the song "You Are So Beautiful" to me.
Aw.
It's about you getting used to feeling pretty again, getting used to feeling feminine again. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
She's so very proud of you. And she said, listen, it felt good to be called pretty, didn't it?
It was different. But yeah, it's something I got to get used to, right? So it's hard to take compliments. Yeah.
Yes, but it's important that you train yourself to take them because Because if you feel crappy about yourself, then you're going to experience crap everywhere you go. Your emotion stands for energy in motion. This is your frequency. So if you're running around feeling like garbage all the time, everything in your world is going to line up with that emotion and you're going to experience garbage. It's very important that you feel good, because when you feel good, everything around you pulls in to match that vibration. It's like, and especially when you're healing and recovering, and if you've spent years in addiction, people don't understand. Joy feels painful when all you've known is misery,
Yeah.
right? So know that I understand that because I came from deep misery as well. It's kind of like if you have frostbite and then you stick it under warm water, does that feel good or does that feel hot as shit?
Yeah, it hurts. Right?
Exactly. So you got to stick it under cold water and let it slowly warm up. This is what I think that your loved ones are trying to do with you is baby step you into feeling good again and telling you to practice feeling good and practice thinking good thoughts because you are so loved on the other side. And they just said, and when you forget that, you remember that you are talking to my beautiful granddaughter. And she's like, and I will haunt you if you're mean to her. She's thanking Leslie for getting married, even if it's just to get you an address for the beginning stages of healing. Aw. She's pulling her energy back, hon. I hope that that was helpful.
Yeah, I appreciated that. Visit.
You're very welcome. Okay, Leslie, there's somebody around you that's like very much clearing their throat. There's a few people I see around you, but it feels like a male energy really strong, clearing their throat. Is your dad on the other side?
Again, I don't know my dad, and that guy keeps popping up every time I come to your reading.
Does he?
Yes,
Interesting because, like I just said, they don't change their message just because I don't understand. And you have so much love on that side. Even if you didn't know them here in the physical world, it doesn't matter if it's an uncle, a grandfather, a father figure. If you had a dad that you didn't know in the physical world and he's passed away, you sit down in front of somebody like me, he's not going to just be over there being quiet and silent. He's got an opportunity to let you know that you're loved and he's here. And I know you feel familiar to me, but I don't remember who you guys are. Like after it takes me a while to read for you a number of times before I'll remember who your loved ones are, but they know. And so for the fact that you come up here and every time that same guy comes through and we go through this every time, that's not an accident. So the lady pushed him out of the way. Who is this that you want to connect with?
well, I wanted to see who would have showed up first. That's who I
Well,
want to
he
see.
showed up, and then when they push him out of the way, there is an older lady here with a younger soul. So I'm not sure how to understand that. I don't know if it's a grandmother figure or an auntie figure. It's a mother figure that goes above you, and they have the soul of somebody who passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we think of as their time.
It could be my grandmother, my mother, and my niece.
Got ya.
My niece is the younger one. My mother would be the older one. The older one would be my grandmother.
Okay, see, this is where it gets challenging for me. When your loved ones are all trying to come through at the same freaking time. That's why I'm like, okay, guys, one at a time. But your loved ones are not wanting to separate each other here. So let's just see who's stepping forward then. Your mom for sure. She's not missing a beat on this. And I think, and it's funny because I see them playing, what do you call it? What do you call that?
Rock, paper,
That's
scissors.
it. That's what I'm seeing. That I couldn't remember the name of it, but I can see them doing it on the other side on who gets to speak with you right now.
It's funny.
Okay, hun. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Oh, wow. So this wedding already happened.
Yes.
How do I know that? Because your mom's going, check the pictures, check the pictures, check the freaking pictures. Was there an orb in the pictures? Did you see an orb, a bird flying in the sky? Like there's something in the pictures that your mom's like, that was me, not me, her.
So my niece was the photographer, and she left me the SIM card, and I've been wanting to go get those, check out the SIM card pictures, right? So yeah, that's on to do list.
Got it. So proof that your parents can hear your thoughts, or your loved ones can hear your thoughts. That was not an accident. That was not an accidental slip of the tongue. Your parents are on the other side. So, have you been looking for information about dad at all?
Yes, I was trying to do my ancestry DNA. They sent me back 3 times, and now I just like kind of want to give up on it because they keep sending it back. And yeah, I at that point I'm just like I don't know if I'm just gonna give up on that side because it was never said to anybody about me. I don't know if anybody knows, and I don't want to go to the family and try to be like say, oh, I'm this person's kid, right? But because he's gone now, there's no sense trying, basically.
Yeah, yes and no. Put it this way. There's a reason your dad keeps stepping forward every time we communicate. And your mom literally said parents on the other side. When I was trying to focus on mom, grandma, and niece, she's like, parents are over here, emphasizing the S at the end of that.
Okay.
And so the fact that you've been looking for information about dad, so you know who your biological dad is, you know who his family is, because as you talked about it, I'll tell you what I got. What you think might be an interruption in their lives may be clarity, may be at long last answers that somebody else is praying for but doesn't know how to understand. Maybe they don't know that they're praying for you exactly. They're just praying for clarity. Maybe you showing up and it's going to look exactly like your dad is going to bring peace to a family who is missing him. Do you see what I mean? You can only see from your side. But here's how I would work that if I was in your situation, because they're not letting go of this, is that I would say, Dad, if you're up there and you love me and you think that your family would embrace me with love, because I don't want to go find family to hurt anyone and I don't want to be hurt. So if this is going to be a loving thing for me and the other family, guide me through it, Dad. If you're there, you're going to guide me through it. You're going to bring them to me, or you're going to bring me there, and you're going to make it so big and so obvious that I will know it's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to force it through. I try to go ancestry. It comes back to me. Okay, fine. You want this, Dad? You make it happen. If you lead, I will follow. You have my word. But you need to show me that it is okay, that it's going to help people, not hurt them, and he will guide you through it. And in that in the facilitation of that meeting, you'll know it was your dad that brought you back to your family, not you going to look it out, seek it out, not you forcing something through. It feels a lot different reconnecting with that family, knowing that dad guided you through that because he thought that it could bless everybody, not you forcing it and thinking that you're forcing your agenda on somebody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a question though. I have 4 sons, and I often wonder if any of them, one of them might like look like him or
A lot.
resemble.
I'm telling you, right now, that family, there is something that is going to, let me say that better. There is something in the reconnection between you and that family that is going to heal that family and that is going to heal you. You just got to have the courage in order to walk that path. And if you do it with prayer, with God, and with your dad, and you say, Dad, if this is in people's best interest, if this is going to be loving and helpful for my family and yours, connect us. And if it's not, you will not connect us. And then you don't have to worry about it. If it comes in your world, you know it's beneficial. And I think it would be very beneficial for your sons to have a connection to that side of the family because I just see hunting and fishing and like very hands-on native kind of living. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That they take after that side of the family. But that side of the family, here's the thing, was did your dad drink a little bit that you know of?
To my understanding, he was an alcoholic. He did drink, yes.
Because I can still feel some of that running through that family. So you're not going to want to go running into all that family with open arms. You're going to want to tiptoe in there. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um,
One
but
of his one of his cousins, who okay, so there might be a notice of it for well, one of his brothers and one of his cousins. One of his cousins is saying, telling me to, she can help me. She doesn't get along with the family, but she can help me. And I said, what if we wrote a letter and sent it to all his siblings so that they knew that I was going to be coming down there? And then she wants to kind of help advocate, saying, you know what, let this girl try. And I was thinking like a paternity test would probably be the only way, but I don't know how it would work with a sibling of his or something.
that's
Or I
easy.
just don't know.
That's easy for them. They can see if you are a genetic sibling to somebody else. That can be determined, no problem. But that you gave me, I literally had goosebumps through my whole body as you were saying that, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you are meant to do something, your dad will send you the people that you need to facilitate that. That shows you that this is being encouraged from the other side. Sometimes coming back together like this is exactly the medicine that the family needs to heal old wounds. And I think one of your sons must look exactly like your dad because I keep getting this, just like me, looks either named or I don't think it's named, but looks just like him.
Okay.
Your mom wants you to know she's like pushing him out of the way. Get out of here, old man. It's my turn. I was at the wedding. Not me. She was. She was at the wedding. Um, slow this down. Was there something to do with the tablecloths? I don't know what she's doing. She's shaking out the tablecloths. What the heck? Okay, hold on. It didn't rain. You didn't do. Okay, so I don't know if we're going outside and there's water spilt on the tablecloths or something because it doesn't feel like rain, but it feels like something's all over the table. We're cleaning it off and shaking it off, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Did somebody spill something or there was a big, like,
Well, just yesterday, my son spilled his pop where my husband's books were, and I like freaking out. So I was pulling out those books because they're a collection, right? So I was like pulling them all out, trying to dry it off. That's the
got
only thing
you?
I could think of spilling,
That's
and I had to get
exactly.
a towel and stressed out.
And see, I thought she was talking about the wedding, but she's talking about that. So the books were saved. They weren't wet.
No.
She helped you with that. This is what I mean when I say they don't change the messages because I don't understand it. They're very specific to what's going on in your reality. That's a very random message, but specific because she needs you to know that she's there with you. She's seeing everything. She's praying for the boy who's driving. I feel like she's teasing him, but she's very much praying. She's like, we're praying, get off the sidewalk. Someone's coming through. Like she's joking around. Is your son driving now? Hello?
Uh, not yet. I don't know what that would be. I know my brother drove back to Winnipeg.
That's funny. But your sons, go to your sons. Are they not of driving age? Because one feels like he's coming up to driving age if he's not already.
Oh, Steven is supposed to be like he's trying to learn to drive to go for his driving test, right?
See,
I
this is
think
what I
there's
mean.
some-
Your mom knows that because she's in your life watching over things. She's like, "Don't worry, I'm watching him. I'll make sure that he's okay."
Yes,
That
he's
would
getting
make more sense to me about why she's teasing him about stay off the sidewalks. Because your brother's had his license for a while, right?
yeah, yeah.
This is what I mean. Your mom's not missing a single thing. She sees everything going on in your world.
Yeah, I know she's there.
They're thanking you for what you did for them. Did you literally have a chair for them at your wedding?
Um, so on my in my wedding, I made sure there was something there for my mother, Daryl's mother, my grandmother, and stuff. So there wasn't a chair. I just made sure like my mother's ashes, my grandmother's picture, and Sylvia's beaded vest, which we wanted to honor them.
Perfect. Because, see, I don't have all those symbols in my head, but they'll show me a symbol that will represent that you honored them. And I feel like there's more than one person because she keeps showing me that empty seat, which is my symbol that they were all there. But she's like, we kept sharing the seat because we were all there. Like there was a lot of loved ones on the other side at your wedding.
Yeah. And I brought my auntie's granddaughter I just met too. I've never met my aunt, but her granddaughter was there.
Aw.
Mm,
Why do I keep seeing yellow?
I don't know.
This is around, you have a niece on the other side as well, yeah?
Yes.
She's showing me yellow and she's stepping forward, and there's something about sunflowers. She's singing, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy." You know that's that song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did your niece have children here in the physical world?
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. See, I couldn't know that she's an adult. You say niece, at first I thought a child, but she's singing to children. So she has children still here, young children too. Yeah?
Yeah.
They're a bit of a distance or a space away as well. Like, are they in a different city or a different province?
They're in Winnipeg. Yes.
Please know she's watching over them as well. And um, she sings to them all the time, all the time. Very specifically, the Sunshine Song, "You Are My Sunshine." So I don't know if that's something that she used to sing to them or if they've planted sunflowers for her or something like that.
Okay.
Mhm. She said, "Just know that I'm at peace and I'm up here with um, all of the relatives up here," because she said there's so many over there. Da-doon, da-doon. There's two dates close together she's talking about with the rose. Remember I said everybody's got a rose today? But one on either side. You got married right before, right after another date. Kind of feels like in the middle of two dates.
Let's see. Well, I know Carly's anniversary was a couple days before my wedding.
The cousin that we're talking about right now?
It
Or
would have been her
niece, I mean?
sister. Her sisters. That would have been her
Gotcha.
sister. I want to know, was she there for Sierra when she won? That's what I wanted to know.
Say that again?
So we had a scooter for raffle, and I really was praying. I was like, I hope Sierra gets this. I hope Sierra gets this, right? For my for the scooter, because I just love Sierra. And the funny thing is, they won the scooter, right? And I was like, oh, that made me so happy. And I really thought like Janice was there at that moment.
And who is Sierra to your niece?
That's her niece.
Yeah, because that's exactly how it works. And I'm so glad you said that. I want every single person here to resonate with what you just said. You asked for her to win the scooter, and Spirit said, done. She wins the scooter. That's how it works. When you want Spirit to let you know that they're around, you tell them what you want. They line it up for you. You didn't say, don't let anyone else win it, because guess what?
Yeah.
If you said that, somebody else would have won it because the universe gives you your focus. It doesn't care if you say I do want or I don't want. Just like YouTube. If you put into YouTube, don't show me dogs, it's going to show you dogs because it shows you what you focus on. So if you say don't let anyone else win it, somebody else wins it. If you
Mhm.
say let Sierra win it, Sierra wins it. That's how it works. And what's even more fascinating is that she's bringing this up. I always say to people, it's not an accident in the order that the messages get delivered. And as soon as I start speaking to her, she's the one that starts bringing that up, and she's the one that you thought sent it. Cool.
Yeah.
She did send it. She's not missing a single beat. The niece, though, that scooter, is she? No, it's not her. niece is very young still, isn't she? Like very young.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
somebody else is having a baby because she just showed me talk about the baby, talk about the baby, talk about the baby. There's a baby coming, or there was a baby just born.
Yes, there were two baby. Well, two babies. Both of her sisters have two new, like a 1 year old, and I think he's like 8 years. Yeah, they both had a baby. Cute little boy and a cute little girl.
So she knows on that side. She's not missing a beat either. She just doesn't have a headache anymore. Her head is clear. It feels like she was in depression or it could be addiction as well. All I know is my head hurts like massive. How did your cousin pass?
My niece,
Or
she,
niece. I keep calling her
um,
cousin.
yeah, she passed away with meningitis, I believe.
Ah, I see. That's why I keep going to my head and it feels weird. Like I just feel the dizzying thoughts. I feel the pain in my head. Meningitis can feel like a fever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's okay now that she's on the other side. And it feels like that transition actually went quicker for her than it did for you guys. She's so glad that you married this man. Just know that, she said, I love him. And he's so good in your life. And she's so glad that you are happy. And then she said, finally, finally, finally. How long have you guys been together?
Uh, 27 to 30 years. Yes.
I just assumed maybe this was the second relationship or something.
No,
She knows.
and her mom was wanting me to find words that said finally to put on the cake. That was her mom wanted me to find words to put finally on the cake. That was funny.
Do you see what I'm saying? I can't make this stuff up. I don't know what that means until you validate it. Randomly specific. Your mom, your grandma, and your niece, they were all at and your dad were all at your wedding and are all with you right now. Your job is to tell them what you need and they will line it up for you, just like you did with Sierra.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Because when you ask them to give her that scooter and then she wins it, it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, isn't it?
Yes.
You knew
Yes.
at that moment your prayers were being answered, didn't you?
Yeah, because I shook my hand up in there like a long time, and then I the one I picked, right, and I picked the number. It's weird because I picked it up and it's in my head. Oh, I hope Sierra wins this, eh? And I shook my hand, made sure no one could see, and I moved everything around. I picked the one number for her.
That is amazing. And that's exactly how it works. You ask with your thoughts and then your speech, and then the universe lines it up for you.
Yeah.
All right, they're pulling their energy back, but your dad's reminding you that he will walk you through that journey if you wish to go through it, and reminding you that there is healing on the other end of that in whatever way. When you write that letter, leave it open. Just say, I wish to do this to bring love and healing and closure, not to hurt anybody. But if you're open to that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. But
Okay. Yeah.
he's going to walk you through that. And if it is in their best interest, it will develop. And if it's not in your best interest or it's going to hurt somebody, he will block it from you so that you don't go down that path. But trust that energy. Your job's to tell them what you want and they will guide you through it at the right time.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. All
Thank
right.
you.
They're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful.
Tell them I love them.
You just did. They hear everything you're saying. I promise you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Annette, I'm coming to you. Your son, I love that I know who your son is now because he doesn't have to make me feel his passing every single time anymore. Um,
That's good. That's not the favorite part.
no, I know. Why did he just say, aren't you glad you moved now, Mom? Are you in the States?
Yeah. Yeah, we're in California.
Where were you before?
We were in Nevada.
That's like other side of the country?
No, it's just next state over.
Interesting. Aren't you glad you moved now, Mom? Something happened.
Well, we moved in December, right before Nick passed. We moved. We
Yes.
moved from Nevada to California. Yeah.
But there's something about that he would go, "Aren't you glad you moved now? Things are See, I don't know what's going on in your life that why he would say that, but I'm guessing that for a little while you questioned the move or something. I don't know what he's talking about here.
Well, we just now went through, he might be talking about the heat in Las Vegas that we didn't
Ah.
have to experience this year.
There
And
we
yes,
go. See, I
very
can't know that.
thankful. I am very thankful for that.
God, yeah, this is your first real fall coming up to winter where you are.
Yeah,
God, yeah. Seeing if I've never been to Nevada, I don't know that. I'm just
yeah,
supposed to say what he says.
yeah, it's hot.
Okay, he's so excited. Settle down, buddy. He's like, his energy is like high vibrational today, very much so. Let's do this. No, you don't have to do that. He's like, I don't have to tell you I died again, right? We're clear. I'm like, we're clear. We're good.
Yeah.
All right, both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Okay. Interesting. Slow down, buddy. One thing at a time. He's talking about food. Right away, he's talking about food, and I feel gratitude. And I don't know what you're feeding dad, but he's like, thanks, mom. That's awesome. Something that you're cooking is something he very much likes. I saw the pot on the stove. Did you just cook something recently that was one of his favorite meals, or?
Gosh, I don't know. I cook a lot. But I mean, gosh, I do cook a lot. And I mean, I think about him with all of it.
That's good because he's emphasizing that and he's showing me that it's really helping dad. It's helping dad. Like this is
It's
good for
interesting that
dad.
you bring dad into that, because I just started a new job and dad has made one of my recipes yesterday that everyone in the family loves. And he's the whole day, I told him, spend the day with Nick while you're doing it. And he did. And he said he had nice conversations with them all day while he was cooking.
That's what he's talking about
Yeah.
then. Because he's showing me gratitude for the pot on the stove and he's bringing dad into it. It helped dad. See, I'm not in your world to know that. I thought he just meant you're cooking something that dad likes to eat. But this is what I mean where I'm just the
Yeah.
translator. Please let dad know. He's like, what do you mean let him know? He'll see this.
He will.
He's warming up to me slowly but surely. Your son's like winking at him. We'll get him speaking my language.
Yeah, I think we will. We're getting closer and closer. He's doing more and more. He really is.
I think that blew his mind that it like turned out so good. The way, like his your son's saying it tasted even better than when you make it, like almost. Do you know what I mean?
That is so funny because I said that and my husband said, absolutely not. And I said, you don't have to be nice. It's so good. I love that Nick agrees with me.
Definitely
It was
agrees
really
with you.
good. He
But
put a
Nick's
lot of
taking
love in
credit.
it.
Nick's taking credit for it. He said, "See, Dad, that's what happens when you believe in me and when you talk to me. I help you out."
I love that so much. That's such a beautiful thing for him to start with talking about. It seems silly, but it was really it was an important thing to dad yesterday. So I just love that.
I love that he brought it up. He's also giving him, I think it's lemon water,
Hmm.
apple cider vinegar. Interesting. Does dad have some blood sugar issues?
No, not that I know of. Not that he's ever, had come up, but he is like really doing good health wise right now. And he's, eating healthier and having smoothies and working out more.
Be like the lemon water. I see. So Nick is trying to help him even more. I'm like, why is it? Sometimes they'll give me a message like what he's giving me in my head, and I think it's because there's a problem. But then other times, just like you said, if he's on a health journey right now, Nick's like, ooh, I know what can help him. Give him this. So if you take 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and you put it into like a 6-ounce glass of water and drink that about 20 minutes before your meal. Your blood sugar will not nearly spike nearly as much. It does so much good stuff for your health. I'm not sure why Dad needs that, but he's given Dad that.
It totally makes sense. It really does. He's been doing a lot of things, and he's, like I said, working out, eating well, and he is having a hard time shedding some of the weight. And he used to do apple cider vinegar years ago, and I think he's forgotten about it. And I did too. I hadn't even thought about it, but that would be really good for what his goals are right now.
So Nick's like, "You're welcome. You're welcome."
Thank
Like
you.
literally see him bowing,
I love that.
making sure I don't take any credit for that. I'm just the interpreter. But again, he's like, say it again in case you missed that. Just a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in some water, chug that back. He's going to lose the weight like crazy. And then your son gave him weights. He's like all excited. Dad's ready to pump iron again very soon.
Dad is actually, and he's using some of the weights that Nick was using. And so that's very true too.
See, I can't know that stuff. Your son's
Yeah.
not missing a beat. Not at all. He's loving that it's not as hot where you are right now. He's loving that Dad is starting to connect with him and talk to him and that he's able to answer back.
That's so perfect, Tracy, because I keep telling Mike, and my husband's name is Mike, and he's been, skeptically kind of, agreeing with me and like, it feels good when I talk about him, so I'll do it. And he really enjoyed it yesterday. And I feel like Nick's saying, yeah, Dad, I'm spending time with you too. It's beautiful. I love
That's
that.
exactly what he's saying. Do you guys celebrate Halloween out there, right?
Mhm.
He told Dad to dress up. Like I see sometimes, I don't usually do this, but I see other people doing it when I would take my kids trick or treating. The people would dress up and then scare the kids. Like he's making me feel like Dad should do something to interact with the kids on Halloween. Like dress up, Dad. Let's make it fun again. Let's do this again. But I hear again. Did your husband used to do stuff like that with the kids?
Yep. Yeah, he does. He'll dress up as something scary and I'll dress up as something sweet. And so we give the kids a little bit of both.
See, so as you experience Halloween this year, because it feels like last year was really hard, you didn't do that maybe.
You know what? Last year we were getting ready for the move, and so we gave out, some candy to the kids, but we didn't quite do Halloween like we usually do.
He's excited for Halloween again this year. I saw the sparkler things on the house. Like, when you got those, I don't know what they are, like the projector thing on the house, and there's all those different
I have one of those.
that he's like, get it out, let's go, let's get it all decorated. Come on. He's not missing a thing.
It's interesting that he says that because I wasn't going to do it this year.
Aw.
Yeah.
He loves Halloween though. He's like, come on, Mom, I love Halloween. If I was there, you would do it. He's like, so I'm still here. He's like, how much you want to bet you're going to see kids that look just like me showing up at your door? You're going to feel his soul and his presence in that activity. See, if you skip Halloween, you're just going to cement in his absence. But when you embrace it, just like your husband just did and said, okay, we're going to cook together today, you feel the warmth of his presence. This is one of the first things that Spirit taught me. When we're healing through grief and loss, we tend to stop doing the things we used to do with them because we think they're not here, it'll bring me pain. But if you can embrace the idea of saying, all right, Nick, you want us to do Halloween? You better freaking show up, kid. You better show up so big that it gets my attention and I know that you are there so that I feel your presence. Because when you do that, you wake up with anticipation of excitement every day, wondering if they're gonna looking for that communication anywhere it is, and you feel your heart just feels full afterwards, kind of like your husband. He's a little bit afraid to embrace in that cooking or the idea of cooking with Nick, but the second that he does it make him feel worse after, or does it make him feel better? It makes him feel his presence, not his
Felt
absence.
great. Yeah.
He's reminding you that he's not gone. He's just invisible, but he loves you guys so much. And why is he shampooing your carpets?
I'm not sure. We don't have carpeting.
I'm seeing, well, this is very specific. Carpet cleaning machine. You don't have carpets?
No, we have all wood.
Your daughter doesn't live with you, does she?
No.
It could be a message for her. Because as soon as I'm asking for clarity, he shows me her as well. He showed me 2 households, and then he's like her as well. Does she have any carpet in her house?
You know what? I'm not sure. She just recently moved, but I believe she has carpet in the bedrooms. Yeah. I haven't been to her house yet, her new one.
So Nick's like, "Ah, I have. There's some kind of stain that needs to be taken care of. There's some kind of something on the floor that she's not happy with, that he's like giving her a carpet cleaner. It is way too specific. And the fact that you haven't been there yet, he doesn't care. He's like, I have. Ha ha ha. She's a distance or space away. Hey,
Very big distance. Yeah.
where does she live?
She's in Texas.
Got ya. He's like, out of the path of the hurricane, Mom. Out of the path of the hurricane. Not in that path. I promise you, not in the path.
Yeah. She's in a safe space.
Sometimes spirit will bring forward a message that you don't understand, so that when you tell his sister what's with the carpets, or is there a stain on, or did you drop something on the carpet? Is there, I don't know. Maybe the carpets are pristine and she dropped like cherry juice or something and she's like, oh no, what's gonna happen? All I know is he's given her a carpet cleaner. It's very specific.
Yeah. Every time you've done that and given me a message for Celine, that's her name. It's been, she's like, yes. How did you know that? Every time. So I'm sure this is exactly the same thing. I have no doubt.
You know why? Because he's watching over all of you. He loves all of you very, very, very much. And so he's giving you little validations that prove that he's with all of you and he sees everything. I thought it was Halloween that he was talking about, but he still has the rose. Um, it's funny because I think every single person here today, spirit will group together the souls that will resonate with the messages that are delivered. And today, everybody has a rose. Birthday, anniversary, a date that happens once a year. Why does your son have the rose?
They're all over our family. There's I think 6 birthdays in October, and both of his grandmothers the first week of November. And so yeah, there's just birthdays after birthdays coming up.
And I saw bunnies. Have you been seeing bunnies?
No, not that I can think of.
So bunnies are my symbol of abundance, money, abundance, prosperity. They breed like rabbits, that kind of thing. So when you see bunnies, it means lots and lots. And he keeps showing me the bunnies around you. So if you haven't seen bunnies yet, pay attention, because there's some kind of money or abundance that you've been waiting for that it's gonna come in right when you see those bunnies. So pay attention to the bunnies. He's
Okay.
using nature to communicate with you. He said he's using animals all the time.
All the time. All the time. I can't even tell you how many amazing stories I have with wildlife.
Yeah, I'd believe every single one because I've experienced them myself.
It's
Myself.
been incredible.
That's
All
why
of you.
yeah, he's like, just wait till you see those bunnies, Mom. Get excited because that's when the abundance is about to come in, like big time.
Okay.
Aw. Slow that down. He's pulling his energy back. Not your mom. Your mom's still here, correct?
Yeah.
Mom's mom, then, because I got the mom energy, the grandma mom energy on mom's side coming forward. There we go. Spiritual emphasis right there.
So funny. And I don't know her, and I am so intrigued by her, and I have been thinking about her a lot lately.
So as he starts to pull her energy back, she stepped forward. And then when I said grandma on mom's side, she emphasized using your phone so that you know that's her. That's just her way of letting you know, thank you, first of all, for thinking of me, of her. And that when you talk to them, they respond. When you say, I need to know if you're around me, are you up there? Are you watching over my son? She steps forward with him. But your son is so loud and proud and happy that I couldn't hear her until he kind of pulled his energy back a little bit. She's like showing me the Tasmanian devil.
That's
know the
interesting.
Do you know the Tasmanian devil? That
Yeah.
energy? Your son's up there just spinning, having a great time. She speaks another language, I think, as well, because I can hear an accent or another language coming from her as well. Do you know
Hmm.
what connection that is? Is it, all I hear is French in my head, but that's because that's the only other language I have up there. But I think it's like German, Polish, something like that. Like she's taking me to another language.
Like I said, I don't know her, but I don't think she spoke another language. She was Irish.
Irish is a whole nother language in it itself. It doesn't sound like English half the time. That would be why I hear like an accent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been really curious about her, because my mom has hinted to me that she was a healer, but my mom won't talk about it anymore because my mom feels like it's like sinning. And so that's why I'm so intrigued with her now. I want to know everything about her.
Oh boy, does that give her joy. Boy, does that give her joy. See, sometimes this gift runs in families and people get very uncomfortable with having it because we get shamed. We get, there's so many twisted ideologies of what this is. So, what you just said tells me that your mom has the gift as well. And
And
she's scared. She's
she's so
scared of being
scared.
judged. She's scared of it being evil. Something
Hmm.
that God said to me when I was a kid and I was learning how to cope with this is He said, my grandma used to say this to me all the time because my mom, I came from a very, very abusive household, right? So when I was little, I thought my name was bitch until I was about 7. And not just that, I thought it was ugly. I thought it was fat. I thought it was a whore before I even knew what the word whore meant. And my grandma used to say to me all the time, because I'd be crying and I'd be like, I'm bad. She'd be like, Tracy, God don't make no junk. God don't make no junk. God made you this way. He loves you just the way you are. And so that's the energy that I hear. They're plucking that out of my library. Your grandma's plucking that out of my library and making me remember that. And she just put that in your mom's heart again. But because I went through that, I understand why people go, nope, that's bad, that's evil, that's scary. Like, doesn't mean it is. It just means that the preconceived ideas around it, it's a very, let me say it this way, it's a very special gift. And I've learned that, but it also means that the enemy is going to sometimes use it as something to attack because they know the enemy knows how special it is as well. So if the enemy can get somebody like your mom or your grandma feeling, or even you, because it's carried on into you, feeling like it's bad or evil, then you don't use it anymore. And that is a shame. So, but when you let your freak flag fly, like I do, they will guide you towards the people that you can help. And healing yourself through this, allowing yourself to develop your gifts naturally, will show your mom that there's nothing to be scared of. So your grandma's thanking you. It's you got two things going on. One, you're thinking about her. Two, she's thinking about you and talking to you and connecting with you. This is how we heal generational chains. There's all different kinds of generational chains, generational curses, or what I call generational transference. And so, what that means is what we don't heal in ourselves, we pass down to our children. Your grandma didn't learn how to embrace those gifts in herself. So, she didn't pass that trait onto her daughter on how to be proud of them. She passed on the fear around them. And so now your mom feels that fear and she's teaching you how to be afraid of it as well. But you are breaking that chain. Why? Because your son's on the other side. And so in order to be with him, you have to break through that chain. And together, you and your son and your gifts are going to show your mom how beautiful it can be and how incredibly important it can be. And as you free yourself from those chains and those ideas that it is bad, you free your mom from them as well, and all the generations that come after you. You could have gone to any medium, sweetie, anyone, but they brought you to me. And I think the reason is because I specialize not just in giving you the messages, but in teaching you their communication so that you understand it for yourself. And now you can embrace it and go out in the world and teach everybody else around you and use those gifts to help other people. Your grandma's showing up because she's answering your prayers. You've asked to develop your intuition deeper, and you know you have the ability because you knew she did. So she comes in, she's like, yes, I did have the ability, and so do you. And so now you two are working together to develop it even stronger than it was before. That's awesome.
I feel that. And you have helped me so much. You honestly got me off the floor. I don't think I've ever told you that, but you really, you gave me a light. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you just as much. You're going to make me cry. I'm like breaking my freaking amethyst as hard as I can right now.
Sorry.
Because it's stories like yours and people like you that I get up here and do this job every day, even when I don't feel like it, even when I get attacked and, trolls and everything like that. It's people like you. That's why I keep coming back, because I know that it helps people. I'm so grateful. Yes,
too.
yes. Your son's like, lady, it's all me, not you. What are you talking about? Aw. Okay. Last message. As he's pulling his energy back, why is he showing me The Simpsons?
Simpsons. Gosh, I don't know. We didn't watch The Simpsons. I mean, I don't think he even watched The Simpsons.
He's showing me The Simpsons, and I hear dun dun na 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 na. The like circus music.
Hmm.
Oh, he's with his sister a bit again. One more message for his sister.
Okay.
Close the window.
Close the window.
Close the window. No, we're not talking about actual windows here. When Spirit says close the window, that means that there is an opportunity for a soul to come in. How old is your daughter?
She's 25.
I'm hearing circus music. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes a shit show kind of thing. Like, look out. If she's not expecting this, then close the window. If she's not wanting to have a baby right now, close the window, because otherwise there is a soul coming through. I still don't know exactly how The Simpsons ties into that, but I wonder if somebody in her household is watching The Simpsons. I think her husband. She's living with somebody, her boyfriend, isn't she?
She's not the guy that she's living with. He's just a roommate.
Okay.
But she has a couple a couple guys that she's talking to right now.
You just tell her brother said close the frickin' window. That would be why he's saying close the window, or there's going to be a baby and it will be a shit show. It'll be a clown circus because she's not ready to be ready for that. So they'll give you a sign like that just as kind of like a heads up. If this isn't the way you want this to develop, choose differently right now. Be careful. Otherwise, this is going to be a clown show. He's going to be right there loving it every second. He's teasing her. You can't go wrong. There's a beautiful child that's coming in the world at some point here within the next few years. And it's either going to be the hard way or the easy way. She gets to choose.
Okay.
Ask her what The Simpsons mean, because somebody's watching The Simpsons. I'm telling you, I can see it on the TV.
I always love when I catch back up with you later and I say, wow, this is what that meant.
Yes. Aw, okay. He's pulling his energy back. I
Right.
hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful. Thank you to you and Nick. I'm not gonna.
Awesome. Tell Dad that Nick's waiting for the next time they cook together. That was so fun. And he's glad that this is being recorded so that Dad can come back and watch it again after.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, sweetie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jen, your dad is stepping forward. He's like, finally, my turn. So it's interesting. I got to say, it's not an accident in the order that those messages came through. You know that, right? Some of those messages,
Mhm.
were just as much for you as it was for them.
Yeah.
Especially that part about the young lady winning the raffle. That was so for you, just as much, because you got to be specific about what you want. And your dad's like, don't forget to be specific. See how that works? When she said, I wanted Sierra to win, and then I pulled the name and Sierra won, your dad's like, remind Jen that's how it works, hey?
Yeah.
You've had a lot going on though. And you're trying to move across the country. So you've just had a lot of anxiety, yeah?
Yeah.
So I know that your dad and your grandpa are already on the other side, and it doesn't feel like there's anybody new over there. So I know you're here for a focus because I've read for you before. So what is your focus, sweetie?
The move.
I thought so. That's what your dad's talking about.
And I do have a story about the bee specific, because well, I mean, I asked you kept telling me he wants to be involved. He wants to be involved. You haven't asked him to do anything. So my house is conditionally sold right now.
Yay.
And like, so like my neighbor's place in April sold for 450,000, like 50,000 or 40,000 above what they were asking. And so now the market's changed a little bit. And so like the realtor was like, we're trying to go based on what like everything else was priced at. So I kind of just put mine at 5,000 below the one that's kind of similar to mine. And sure as shit, like everybody else sitting and like doing price reductions, and mine was on the market for 4 days, and then I accepted an offer 20,000 above ask. And like my first showing, they gave me an offer, or they wanted to present an offer, but it was way lowballed. So we just decided that after the open house on the weekend, then we'll review offers. And only two came in. There was potentially going to be a third, but yeah, it went way
I
up.
love that. I love that. Because you know what your dad said when you said you got 20,000 extra? He said, so why are we bitching about the moving costs? I sent you the money. Come on now. I got
It's
you
not
the extra money for the moving costs.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not bitching about the money. It's just then this whole process because it's condo and like there's a little bit extra stuff that has to happen for them to like for the conditions, I guess, to be met. And
Yeah.
it's kind of been a bit of a shit show. Like reserve fund studies didn't get submitted, so like technically like it's been done, but like the only one that's available is expired. But because I was on the board, I had a draft copy. So we're hoping like that's okay with them. Today they were supposed to come for the inspection and then they moved it to Thursday, but we're supposed to be official by Friday.
So you know what's going on? When stuff starts happening like what you're describing right now, this is when you need to be happy and get excited. Because what you think is like spiritual interference is actually spiritual alignment. There is a reason why things are being aligned the way that they are. Spirit will take you off the path you are on and put you on a new path when it's trying to give you something you haven't had before. But it also we think we know how to get from where we are to where we want to go. But sometimes God's up here. He can see a better way. He sees a shortcut. He sees a better way. They will realign events in your life to make them transpire better for you. Kind of like you didn't take that first offer. You were like, well, let's just wait. Events realigned and boom, you get an even better one. Do you know what I mean? What's really interesting about what you're saying is that I keep seeing in my head my day the other day. So the other day, I don't even remember where I was going. I was coming home from something. That's where it was. I was trying to come home. I had to stop at the grocery store on the way home to get a cake mix before 10 o'clock when the store closed. And everything that I was doing that day, I kept getting stopped at every light. Then I got stuck on Deerfoot, and I was literally stuck on Deerfoot for an hour. Clock's tick, tick, ticking away. I'm like, oh my gosh. At first, I thought I was going to have all the time in the world to make it to the grocery store. And now it's like 10 minutes till when the grocery store closes. I'm still stuck in traffic going, God, what the heck? I thought you were lining me up. I thought you were guiding me towards it. You were helping me, right? I got into that store 5 minutes before it closed. And when I got into that store, I got to the cake section and there was a man standing there. And this man, I don't think spoke English very much, other than, can you help me, please? Can you help me, please?
Yeah.
And on his phone, in a bunch of writing I couldn't see, and then he had two pictures. He had a picture of the cake mix he needed, and he had a picture of the frosting he needed. But clearly, all the writing on his phone was in like Arabic or some other language. He couldn't read any of the packaging there. He didn't know the difference between any of it. God lined me up and blocked my path and put me there at the exact right moment, at the exact right time in the cake section. Literally sent me to that man to give him the exact cake mix and the frosting that he needed because there was nobody else in the store. Nobody. It was 5 minutes before closing. I
Mhm.
tell you this story because there is no such thing as an accident. What you are dealing with in what, like things being switched around and things like that, is called spiritual alignment. Your loved ones are aligning it for you for a reason. If you go against the alignment and you're like, I don't understand, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Oh, this is frustrating. Where you're mixed. Blah. If you do it that way, then you're missing the point. If you
Mhm.
go, okay, show me why this is being aligned. Thank you for showing me why that day is better than this one. I trust you. Show me why this is better. Show me. They will. But you got to say, show me how this is better. Show me how this helps me. If you're thinking about how frustrating it is, you won't line up there to be the source of help that God's trying to use you to be, for example. Does that make sense? A little bit?
Yeah.
In other words, there's nothing going wrong. You are being spiritually aligned. Your dad is like joking about how he's got your back. Stop doubting him. Like, come on now. I sent you the money for the travel. He keeps emphasizing that extra money is for the travel expenses. Are you taking a trailer or putting stuff on, like shipping stuff out there?
I'm not shipping stuff, but I'm gonna do like a U-Haul and tow my car, which is a little bit more expensive. Like MJ thought that I should just get like a trailer and tow it with my car, but I can't tow a whole bunch. Like I can't put a whole bunch of weight behind it. Like basically after the weight of the trailer, you're not gonna have a whole bunch. So it's gonna be more. And then like Keith also said that he would drive out, which driving from Newfoundland and then driving back, I was like, that's ridiculous. And then another option what he said was like maybe leave some of the stuff you don't really need and then we'll come back. And I was like, I don't want to drive across the country twice.
Yeah, no, your dad's like, that's not an option. This
I
is why
just want
he
to get
gave
it all
you.
done.
See, this is why your house sold for more money, so that what you need to do is do the option that gives you peace, that is easiest for you. And if that means that your fiance has to fly out here and then you guys drive back, that's what the extra money is for. You understand? Your dad give you extra money for that because he's making me feel like, you hear the spiritual emphasis going on out there now? Because he's making me feel like the money from the sale of your house was already being put towards something. You had it earmarked for something. So he didn't want you to have to dive into that money to be able to be comfortable to move across the country. So he got you extra money so that you can do it whatever way you need to.
Yeah. Well, and also, that's actually funny. I just thought of this. Um, my credit card gave me like an increased limit because at first I didn't have the amount that I would have been able to, like to pay for the whole U-Haul to get over there. And with MJ not really liking that idea, I was like, well, I'm gonna have the money for myself. So then there's no excuses. It's like it's on my card. It's like, and so now, like once I get my money, then I'll have I have enough room on the credit card to actually pay for both a U-Haul and a trailer to tow the car out there.
It's so all connected, you know? You
Yeah.
know, because I've been reading for you for years, I know that you went through about a year there where you drove bus for a job and you loved the adventure of it, but you hated the repetition and the loneliness of it. But what did that job do? That job prepared you for where you are right now, didn't it? Do you
Hmm.
see how it's all connected?
I know. I was like, well, it's been a while since I pulled a 16-hour day behind the wheel, but it might not be as comfortable as a coach, but
I
we
know
can.
how to do it. Do you see what I'm saying? God trained you to be ready for this moment because as you get to this moment now, you have the ability and the skills to be able to do that. Your dad's so proud of you. He's like, would you just relax, kiddo? It's going to go perfect. You got to be specific. Tell me what you need now. And it feels like what you need is to just have a little bit of certainty about your schedule because the changing up all the time is driving you mental. So if that's the case, say, give me a schedule that's going to be easy and unchangeable, guys, because you're freaking me out with changing it around on me all the time. I don't like that. Give it to me stable. But if there's a change, show me why the change. Show me why the change is happening and how it's happening for me, not to me. And it's an alignment thing. It's putting you in the right place, right time. So whatever is going on, that house thing that's got changed to Thursday, not Friday.
No, it was supposed to be today, and then got changed this morning. I got a text saying they want to change it to Thursday.
Got yeah. So it's moved from today to Thursday. Isn't that interesting? If it was here today, would we be talking?
No.
There is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Everything is designed to help you. Every
Mhm.
single thing.
I don't care if stuff changes, just as long as the conditions are met, and I don't have to go through the process again.
That's what that's funny because every time you say that, your dad's like, "What? That's what the extra money is for."
So
So
the
that you
conditions are met.
yes, because like he said earlier, the money from the sale of the house you already had earmarked for something else. You didn't want to have to tap into that for expenses for moving. So he's saying that he upped the sale of the house a little bit so that you can use that and feel ease at moving and be able to do it whatever way you want.
Yeah, but like the sale of the house isn't like, it's still conditional until Friday, and so them moving the inspection to Thursday really kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they have till, I don't know what time, maybe 8 o'clock on Friday is when all conditions have to be met.
And again, I have to
I think
remind you
it's
of my
gonna.
trip to the grocery store. It closed at 10 o'clock, and I sat there the whole
So
time going, the time, what are we doing with the time here? I'm going to
yeah, I
miss
guess
it.
yeah,
Da,
yeah,
da, da,
yeah.
da. There is no such thing. You're not going to miss it. It's just that you got to get excited. So when I started seeing that, as soon as I got stuck in that traffic and I finally had dawned on me, I was like, I'm seriously gonna barely get there. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay, God, I see what you're doing. I trust you. Bring me there. Show me why you want me to be there 5 minutes before the store closes. And he did. If you say to him, thank you for realigning me. Thank you for this, giving me the clarity to know why this is happening. And thank you for putting me in the right place, right time, right moment. Then it all lines up that way. This is happening for you, not to you. If I could go back and say to myself, as that girl stuck in the traffic, go, Tracy, you're going to go there and be just in time to help some poor guy that doesn't speak English, whose wife is going to beat his ass if he comes home with the wrong cake mix. That's why this is happening. Simple as that. If you knew why it was being realigned and that it was being realigned to make it easier for you, what would you do for the next 2 days? How would that change things for you?
It would, yeah, it would just be stress free and it would be good.
That's what you need to do. Be stress free. It's going to be good. This is your dad is showing me that it's done. And I'll pull a card. Like I don't see them backing out of this at all. I don't see that. I see you being trained on how to ask for what you need. You being trained how to be specific so that when it lines up, you know dad sent it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay. Is this buyer going to buy the house? Are they going to pull out? Or are they going to go through with the sale of the house? You can't make this shit up. Excuse my language. Okay, the two cards, there's three cards that came out together. The first two that fell out together are both waiting cards. This is your energy right now. See this guy here? He's lying on his back. He's praying. He's manifesting. He's waiting. Then this card, the hanged man. This guy's hanging upside down by one foot with his arms tied behind his back. It's like I'm in an uncomfortable position at the moment, but do you see the yellow around his head? And it's kind of hard to see because I have a crappy camera, but there's a smile on his face. He's happy, hanging upside down by one foot with his hands down behind his back. Why? Because this is happening for him. It's temporary. It's happening for him, not to him. What is happening? Boom. The wheel of fortune, stroke of luck. The wheel is always turning. If you've been down here for a while, which you have been, get excited. That means the wheel's turning in your favor. If you've been up here flying high for a while, then be humble because you're coming back down for another cycle. But you've been down here for a while, my friend. This shows that you've been waiting for this. And this is the cycle turning in your favor. So get excited. Know that it's going to line up at exactly the right time. And there is a reason why you are being realigned to have the open house. What did you say it was? Open house? No.
Road inspection.
There we go. On that day. Is it a different inspector as well?
I don't know. I have no idea because I
Might be
don't.
a different guy. What if the guy that would have came today was a cranky asshole that would have been like really bad, and the guy that comes on Thursday is like amazing? You see
Well,
what
I
I'm
was-
saying?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, like, and obviously I don't get to pick the inspector because it's them that's getting the inspection.
Your
But
dad
there's a guy that I know that actually used to live in this complex that has moved to being a house inspector, and he lives in Woodbine. So I was like, I don't know. I know that he follows both of the realtors, like my realtor and the buyer's realtor on Instagram. So I was like, well, maybe it'll be Jason coming and then he'll just be like, okay, like, we just want to make this. I mean, it's fine. It's a condo. There's not a lot that needs to that they need to worry about. It's just the inside four walls. Everything else is taken care of by the corporation. So maybe it's him and then he'll just like check, 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 check.
I see everything going very easy in your path. Your job is to visualize it that way. What you just did right now, your dad said thank you because he needed you to walk through that process mentally. What you just said out loud is something that I don't think you quite saw in your head fully. It's been like all over the place, so you didn't actually pull it into a rational thought. Now that you've pulled it into a rational thought, isn't that funny? Because earlier, what was Leslie's mom saying about the Sierra girl? She's like, say it and we'll make it happen, right? What did you just do? Say who you want it to be. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Get excited, sweetie. You really are moving to the next stage, the next journey of your world. I want to use the word destiny because that's where I see your energy going. That's where you're meant to be. You can't outrun your destiny.
Okay.
That's
And also
like,
you called him my fiance, and that's not yet. Is that coming soon too?
well, I'll say this, that for them to do a slip of the tongue like that, they can see things on that side that I can't see here in the physical world. Your dad, as soon as you said that, he like clammed up and he's like, mm. So that tells me there's some kind of surprise coming your way. He doesn't want to ruin it for you, but definitely, again, and he used the words destiny. It's like you don't move across the country for somebody unless you love and are committed to them incredibly. And I think it's just the next gradual step. Like your dad's giving him his blessing. So when it comes down to that, just know that your dad gives him your blessing. Your dad's giving you his blessing, saying that he likes this guy. If he didn't like this guy and if he wasn't good in your world, your dad would help block that. He wouldn't be giving you extra money and helping you get down there faster. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
By the way, is your mom's birthday in November? He just gave me a rose and I think he gave it to mom and I'm seeing November.
No. So his mom,
Oh,
she should be there, is October 27th.
okay.
And then his sister is, oh shit, is in November. I think, I can't remember, because his sister and her husband, they're both in November. One of them is Auntie Linda's is on the 9th of November.
So I think he's meaning all of them because what he did was he showed me the rose and then he's like, but it's for mom. And I thought that he said it's coming up. And so I thought I was going to November. The 27th is very close to November. And then when you said it's also his sister's, he's like, okay, I got more roses then. He's like wishing a happy birthday to everybody. I thought he was giving it to your mom because he said, I'm giving it to mom, but that would mean his mom as well. It means she's coming in here and hugging you as well, wanting you to. So she's on the other side.
Yeah, she comes through quite a bit, usually.
I just
And
never remember who your loved ones are.
if Grandpa Vic doesn't stop her.
These are both your mom's parents, correct?
No.
Dad's mom, mom's dad. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Slow this down. Your grandma sent somebody to wash the walls or something like that. I'm not sure what she's doing. She sent helpers and she's cleaning. Like I know that you have to do cleaning when you move out, but they're like washing walls.
Well, I already convinced my mom to do some washing of the walls before. Um, she only did the kitchen, but before I think I even got it. I think before I even had the realtors come, I had her do the cabinets and the walls in the kitchen. Although she can't see very well, and I'm like, did you really wash these walls? Because I can see spots, but it's good enough. Not everybody, like I'm noticing things about my house that I haven't noticed the whole 8 years that I've lived here, right? So
Oh,
you're just
wow.
like hyper aware of different defects now, right? That's all.
Well, let me tell you, your grandmother thinks it's extra hilarious that she can boss your mom around because I don't think your mom would have let her do that when she was here in the physical world. So she's like laughing hysterically on that side when you said that it was mom. She's like, yeah, see why that's funny? That was me. That's me. Not me, her. Oh, they're not missing anything, sweetie. This is your time. They want you to be excited about this. I think that's why you're here today, because you've been in an energy of a little bit worrying about this. And your dad said no more of that. If we had to let you stay in that worry, that anxiety energy, then your move is going to line up as something to be anxious about. It's going to line up in that energy, and they don't want that for you. So they're like, go celebrate, go take your mind off of something for a while, go do something that makes you feel happy, and just remind yourself that this is being realigned for me, not to me. They know better than me. They know why it's being aligned this way, and I will know too in a little while. My job is to feel happy right now. Emotion, energy in motion. Your happiness pulls you into that wavelength, so everything that matches happiness lines up. And the last thing, your dad just said the trip is going to go by so fast because he's driving with you. I think he's flying out here and then you guys are driving together. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
He's,
see.
he got an extra week off work, so he's gonna, I think, have Halloween with his boys and then fly out and then
Yeah,
off we go.
yeah, and it's going to be a good trip too. He's so excited. I can feel his excitement for you to come out there.
We
Do
don't
you
have a place to
understand?
live out there.
You're not moving in with him?
No, we are, but he doesn't have a house yet. He sold it. It's a long story, so
I'm
it's,
like, what are you talking about? I see you guys together like that. I'm like, no
oh
way, I
yeah.
don't believe you.
And then we're kind of fighting over houses that we like on the market too. So it's gonna be fun.
Careful on the words you're using. Careful on the words you're using, because your dad said it's not true. They're not actually fighting, they're negotiating.
Well,
See, the
yes.
words that you use are extraordinarily important to how the situation will develop. So, if you think that you are fighting with him, then you're going to be less likely to voice your opinion. But let me tell you, I can feel the emotion on that side. It doesn't feel like fighting. He's not taking it offense. He's not angry. I don't feel anger there. I don't feel anything that goes with the word fighting. I feel you guys negotiating, and this is just the beginning of the negotiations. If you can't negotiate over a house to live in, what makes you think you can negotiate the next 40 years of your lives? This is practice. Get excited about it and don't use words like fighting, because then it makes it sound like it's a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. It's something you have to master and do more of in order for this to be a successful relationship. Yeah? So you're not fighting and you're not homeless. You are just being synchronized and aligned to be in the right place at the right time. You're being synchronized and aligned to learn how to work together and negotiate through these big life chapters so that you guys will be a very good, stable couple together. But in order to do that, you have to develop the skills through little experiences like this. Do you see what I mean? So you're not fighting. Dad said that's bullshit. Just saying that. He's like, you guys don't really fight. You guys are in a really good space, actually. And use those words, negotiating, things like that, compromising, because it manifests differently than fighting and homeless. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not homeless.
Yes.
Your house is going to be beautiful. Do you know what it looks like up here?
No.
Get to work on that. Forget worrying about the journey there. Work on visualizing yourself waking up and seeing yourself in the house. Visualize seeing how your life looks and feels waking up in a home with a partner and having two stepkids around and whatnot. Visualize your life like that, and the house will just appear at the moment it's ready. But you gotta visualize what you want. How many bedrooms? What does the yard look like? What does it feel like? That's what you gotta visualize. They'll do the rest of the work for you.
Okay.
Aw, all right. Dad's pulling his energy back. Grandpa Vic is back there as well, but your dad officially muzzled him throughout this. He just took the tape off of his mouth. He's like, I win. But you do smell Grandpa Vic. He's the smoker, isn't he? As soon as the tape came off his mouth, I can smell the smoke.
Yes, and I've been smelling, well, so Grandpa Vic did smoke, but he quit for a lot of years before he died. Dad's dad also smoked, but I keep the past couple of days I have been smelling smoke in here. And
They're
like,
both
is there
there.
somebody outside or something? But
Yeah, that's you picking up their presence. They smell like cigarette smoke. It's just that their presence, you pick it up through your heart, right? And then your heart interprets that as a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. So if they are smoking on the other side, you're going to pick that up. It's funny because I would have thought it was your dad, because I see smoke around him as well, but I think he's like being very careful not to smoke around you. Your dad smoked in the physical world too, didn't he?
not that I know of.
Okay, so that's why. I thought he looks like the type though. Do you understand that? Like his energy almost feels like he'd be the type.
Maybe like both his brother and his sister both smoke a lot and drink like fish, and dad didn't. I mean, he would drink, but not as much as they would, and so I don't know. And he was the one that died first, and they're both still kicking.
Go figure, hey?
Yeah.
He just kissed your cheek and he said, I love you, sweetheart. You deserve to be happy. So make your choices and decisions based on what will make you happy and give you peace, and everything else will line up perfectly.
Okay.
I hope this was helpful.
It was very helpful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, Christina. Oh, my girl. First things, I'm giving you huge hugs. I know tomorrow is a very difficult day. And take your mute off for me here. There you are. How you doing, kiddo?
Um, it's weird because it's weird. Like I kind of feel weird because I feel like in a high vibration, like feeling really good.
Yeah.
And it's weird though, because I know that tomorrow starts the rough 3 days.
No, see,
But I think it's because I know he's here.
yeah. See, what's going on is you are connecting with his soul's present. You know damn straight he is here with you. Let me say that better. You know, for heaven's sake, he is still here in the physical reality with you during these days. You know that more now during these days than any other time in the world. So, yeah, exactly what you're saying makes sense. When he's around, you feel his presence. It's hard to feel extreme sadness when they're in your presence, right?
Mhm.
He's like, presents? Where's my present? I get a present? Woohoo! Mama, I have 2 birthdays now. So where's my heavenly birthday present?
He already got one.
What do you mean?
Well, when I was at the dollar store, I got him that dinosaur. Well, I got it for Trenton, so he could play with Trenton.
Got ya.
The dinosaur and the cub.
As a gift for him?
Yeah, so he could play with him. And
Gotcha.
when Trenton's not playing with it, he could still make it go off because there's a button to make it roar and everything.
Yes. So it's these types of experiences that as you do them, then you'll feel his soul show up. Because when you act with them in your presence, you will feel their presence. Let me say that better. When you make choices and decisions to do things that they would have used to like to do, you will feel their presence in that. When you make choices and decisions based on their absence, if you said to yourself, I can't buy toys like that for my friend's kid because that'll make me miss my son. I can't, you know what I mean? Then that's going to emphasize that absence even more. But over this last year, you have learned how to feel his presence. So that's why this year feels a little bit different than last year because you can't help but feel his presence.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's so proud of you. Let me tell you, this little guy just put on the gorilla suit and he's like, which is my symbol. This is my symbol for being very proud of somebody, but he's emphasizing like being doubly proud of you guys. And he's thanking you for how much better this feels for his brother too. It's like he's sad that his brother doesn't have to have this sad energy every single year at this time. He's very grateful that the energy is lighter this year. Slow this down. He's also still giving you a present. Did somebody give you a gift, honey?
Yeah. Um, um, well, she's my second cousin. She's my landlord. She's the one that let us move into the trailer. She took me to the store today to grab outfits and me an outfit.
See, that was your son that lined that up for you because he keeps giving you a present. He keeps giving you a present. And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about now? I thought we already covered that. That was from him. This is what I mean when I say they put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time to line you up with what you've asked for. And your son, so was that out of the blue? She just offered to do that for you?
Yeah, it was
No.
really weird actually. This morning I was trying to call my the child support card and it wasn't working, and somehow my Facebook Messenger opened up and and it instantly called Terry, and I was like, what the freak? I wasn't trying to call her. And then she was on the other line and I didn't even know at first, and then she was like, hey, I was looking at a TV. I was thinking about getting you and Boo a bigger TV, but I want to get one that's even bigger than the one that I see. And then I was like, oh, well, I wasn't even trying to call you. I was just trying to check the child support card because I was gonna go get Boo a pair of pants or something with the little bit of child support money. And she's like, oh no. After I do my job I have to do this morning, we'll go and get him a couple pairs. I'm like, okay. And then when we walked into the store, she was like, okay, what can we get you? I was like, nothing. And she's like, no, we're getting you something too. And don't go to the clearance rack either. Yeah.
That was your son. That was your son using his love and his energy to influence the situation to get you a gift during this time. because he has two birthdays, sweetie. He has a birthday where he was born in the physical reality, and he has a birthday where he was born on that side. And so the first thing he said was about giving him a birthday present. And so the fact that somebody just took you out to do that, I'm telling you, that was your son celebrating his heavenly birthday. Oh, that is so cool. Slow this down. He said, "You look fantastic, Mom. Feels like you dropped another size or so as well," because he's like, "See, you fit those. You look amazing." Did you get jeans for yourself as well?
No, no, I got a pair of comfy, like flare pants.
I know you got some kind of pants because he's like, "Look at those," and I see pants, and he's like, "They fit perfect."
I'm glad he knows in the future because I didn't even try them on yet.
Ah, okay, that's why he's saying it that way. He's not missing a beat, honey.
Yeah, it's just weird because like the first 1 year, like I was talking to you, and stuff, but it still was hard. And then I was expecting like to be like bawling my eyes off.
Yeah.
But I just feel really good and like really high vibration, like, but I also know I'm very blessed and very grateful too to be where I am today from where I was 2 years ago.
Well, especially the fact that you're feeling love on the anniversary of when your sweet little boy had his heavenly birthday is very evidence that you are feeling his presence because he is love, right? So
Yeah.
if he wasn't with you, you wouldn't be feeling that as much. Not that he wasn't with you last year, it's just that last year he had to love you from a distance a little bit because when he got too close, it reminded you that he was dead and gone, and it just brought you massive amounts of pain. So he was so excited for this year, I think, because he knew that you had healed enough that his presence would only feel like love. And when you feel all that love around you, it lines you up with more things that match that love feeling. Your friend calls you up and says, "We're going shopping." That can't happen if you're in misery because that kind of experience feels fun. It feels like love. It feels like support, etc., etc. And misery doesn't feel like love and support. They're two different vibrations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was very excited for this. He's still very excited. He's talking about this is going to be a great week, and he's so proud of you for the healing that you've done. Are you going to a movie? He's taking you out of the house to the movies. I was seeing popcorn earlier, and I was like, I don't know why you keep showing me that. But now I feel like he's giving you movie tickets.
Well, there wasn't talk about a move. Well, actually, there was a talk about a movie. I had mentioned it to Boo because my hand is still like healing. So I said, well, maybe we could do a movie since, mommy fell hard and broke her pinky and had to have surgery. Maybe we could do a movie. And then this was a few weeks ago, though. And he was like, well, I don't know if there will be a good movie playing, Mom, then. I said, well, we'll play it by ear when it gets close. We'll look. But there was also talk about Terry was talking about taking us apple picking.
That's
Also,
fun too, but there's some kind of movie that Timmy wants to see. Excuse me.
I'll have to look. I'm not sure.
See, I'm not a huge cartoon person. I really don't get a lot of joy out of cartoons, but there's some cartoon movie that's playing.
Who is there a movie playing out in the theaters that you want to see? Boo! Is there a movie that your brother would want to see in the movie theater right now? Yeah, I don't know.
Feels like a sequel.
A sequel.
I don't know. I saw part 2.
There probably is. There probably is something out.
Okay. There's a movie called Inside Out, correct?
Yes, we watched it.
Is there an Inside Out 2?
Yes.
Is it
Yes,
out
we watched it.
the
We
Inside
watched
Out
it.
2?
Well, I have to rewatch it because remember last week we were talking about the Inside Out movie. I had put it on, but I fell asleep.
Got
And
you.
then, yeah. So
I
I have to
don't
rewatch
remember,
this.
but I do know that's probably why it's so fresh in my head because I'm like, why am I hearing that? I don't watch movies and I definitely didn't see that. So why am I hearing that in my head? Because, okay. So he's wanting you to put that on again. Um, it's not still playing in theaters?
I'm not sure because it's out. It's on Peacock. No, Disney Plus.
Okay,
It's
so
on
it's
Disney
probably not.
Plus. So
There'll be another movie though then that is playing in theaters that he's like, let's go see it because he's not changing it. He's when you said the Apple thing, he's like, yeah, we could do that too, but I still want to go see a movie.
okay.
All I know is it feels cartoon and it feels like it's a part two or like a sequel or something like that.
I'll let you know because once I look to see what's playing, I'll instantly probably know. I can't even talk.
It may even be within about a week or so, because I'm going ahead by one. Just keep your eye out for that, because he's given you tickets, which means that somebody, kind of like how your friend called you up and said, let's go on a shopping spree. I
Yeah.
can't know that, but he can. So he can, on that side, is kind of lining you up with somebody to give you tickets to go somewhere and do something for that. Now, when you talk about the Apple one, this is like an orchard, pick your own and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It feels more fun for you guys than for him.
I don't get it. Macy looked like she had fun. Mary just took them apple picking.
Yeah.
And Macy's a year younger than him. She looked like she was having a good old time.
Yeah, I know why. He's so funny, your little guy. I'll tell you this, he's rolling his eyes because boys have so much energy. You know what I mean? There's a difference between little boys and little girls. Boys just want to run around and do their thing. Like little girls will be a lot more easier to stand still or to pay attention. They have more focus when they're little. Boys just want to run around. He's like, it'll be a lot more fun now that he's in spirit because he can run and do whatever he wants and nobody's going to stop him. But he's
Yeah.
like, when you go apple picking, though, he just gave you butter and he's showing me a pie. Are you going to bring the apples home and make something out of it?
Um, to be honest, I've never made an apple pie on my own before.
He's like showing me Annette's reading. He's like, you remember with Annette and her husband that her son helped her husband cook a dinner. He's like, now my turn, mommy. Let's make a pie. Let's make a pie.
Okay.
Giving you things
You
to
better
do.
bring grandma with you then to me because you're only 3.
She's not a problem with that one. But it's about the experience, you know what I mean? Especially if you've never made a pie before, and then you say,
Yeah.
okay, Grandma and Timmy, help me make a pie. And then you make a pie, and it is extraordinarily good for your very first pie. You know you had help making that pie.
Yeah.
It's funny because they keep giving you little activities to do that you will feel their presence. Um, Your son's talking about how much better your hand is feeling. It feels like it goes to sleep every once in a while, though, or something, because he keeps
It
like,
goes numb.
yeah, like he's shaking it out,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, I can feel the tingles up my hand, but it feels like
Yeah.
the pain for the most part is gone.
Yeah, it's the pins that hurt. Really. I go Thursday to see if they're gonna take them out or if I'm gonna have to go weekly to get them cleaned.
That doesn't sound fun. So here's what you're going to do every day from now until then. You're going to go to bed and you're going to say, thank you, God, for them taking these pins out. Thank you, God, for these coming out. Thank you, God, for these coming out. Thank you for healing me so good. Thank you for making it easier for me. I don't want to do this every single week for the rest of my life. So thank you for taking them out and healing it better than it was before it even happened. Be specific.
Yeah.
Understand?
Uh-huh.
I don't see you having those pins in forever.
No, they'll eventually come out. It's just, and they might need to stay in longer depending how the bones are healing together. Because right now the pins are what is like keeping the bones together so they'll heal correctly.
Yeah. But eventually they will be able to come out. I don't think that you're going to be stuck with those in there forever. Okay, hold on. Sweetie, your son's like putting out your cigarette. Have you slowed down smoking?
No, but I did tell him, yes, I'm gonna take the book out. Because I do got the book. I just, I started reading and then I stopped.
It's okay. That's how you're supposed to read that book. You're supposed to read some of it and then let it digest. And then you go back and you read that chapter again and then read the next chapter and then you let it digest. Sometimes you might have to read a chapter 2 or 3 times. It's a
Yeah.
short little book, but it can take some time to get through it. But the important thing is that you keep picking it back up again because he's like crushing out that cigarette and he's like, I'm very proud of you. So he's not worried about how long it's taken you to read the book. He's just very proud of you that you're still reading it. And the fact that he's showing me thoughts that I think you thought about picking it up again very recently because
Yes.
he's showing me that was him
The other
talking to you.
day. The other day. And then last night too, actually. I had a whole conversation with him. I'm
Because
like, come snuggle with mommy and wake me up again. I was really excited last time.
Aw. So he's like, here, read the book because you stink, Mom. Oh my goodness sake. And then he wrapped you up in a blanket, like you keep falling asleep on the couch or something. Do you sleep on the couch?
I've been sleeping on the couch, yeah. Since I had a cold, um, nasty bronchitis. I ended up having to get on prednisone. So it's easier to sleep on the couch because I'm sitting up farther, so I'm not having like a bad coughing spell at night. So it's easier right now.
That's why he's telling you to quit smoking now. Because he can,
I know.
you
I
understand that
heard
your
him
son
in my
is,
head last night.
see,
I
I
hear
don't
my
know.
kid more than you think.
I don't know that you are sick or anything, but your son does. That's why he's like, come on, Mom, let's do this. Now is a good time.
And I know that he's like really physically with me because earlier today, for instance, I can hear him in my like by my ear, but I can't physically hear what he's saying. So I'm like, tell me what you're trying to tell me. So then I try to clear my head so I could hear it. But I'm
Well,
still learning that.
the trick is not to clear your head so that you can hear it. The trick is to recognize when there is a message that is trying to be delivered. And then the step 2 is to pay attention to what is around you and how things line up. Because when you're talking to your loved ones, it's harder to hear them in your head. I don't hear my loved ones in my head the same way that I do your loved ones. But what I do know is that, so for example, when my dad is talking to me, they have to use signs and symbols that will contain the message that they're trying to give to you. So when you feel their presence around, watch for the signs and symbols that are around you at that time. That those signs and symbols will contain the message. Watch for the synchronicities, the coincidences. Co means together, incidences are happenings. Your loved ones will communicate with together happenings. That's how they respond to you. So I'll give you a quick little example. I think I gave this example last week, but I'm going to give it again. I asked my dad for a sign a couple of weeks ago. I was like, make it big, make it get my attention, and make it yellow. You know how I do that with them, right? So that if you get some big sign that gets your attention and is yellow, you know they sent it because it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance right after you've asked for it. Well, then you just look, you wait, and you watch for it to line up. My dad didn't line it up that way. He didn't give me some big yellow sign. Instead, what he did was there was a song. So, a short version of the story is that my dad has been somebody that walked in and out of my life many different times. And one of the last times that he walked out of my life and kind of abandoned me, I ended up tracking him down. And when I did, he wrote me this very long letter, apology letter that contained the song. He wrote it in there, the song Live Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw.
Uh-huh.
And he said that when he was in church that day and the pastor came and talked to him and told him that his daughter was looking for him and whatnot, that song came on. And it was the song that made him contact me with the letter that he apologized to me for. So, anyway, fast forward now, years later. And before he died, he had walked out of my life again. And I never got to say goodbye. I never got closure of him coming back. We never got to heal it this time. So I had asked him a couple of weeks ago, I was like, Dad, I sure wish that you forgave me and I forgave you. And we had that closure before you actually transitioned. So if you still love me, if you are sorry for the way that you walked out of my life, give me a sign, make it big, make it yellow, right? But that's not what he sent me. A few hours later, I was driving to go pick up my son from school, and on the radio came the song that he sent me in that letter, Live Like You Were Dying, representing the apology that he gave me 10, 20 years before, that he wanted me to feel that apology again. So what I'm saying is that when you're talking to your loved ones on the other side, you can't always hear their voice as clearly as I can hear other people's voices when I'm doing your reading, right? And the reason for that is because it's hard to tell the difference between what is your thought and what is their energy.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm reading for somebody I don't know, or for someone like you, I know I'm not sitting here thinking about smoking. You know what I mean? So that's for you, not me. It's easy to tell the difference between my thought and theirs. But when you are connecting with your loved ones, it can be a lot trickier. So you have to watch for the things that contain the signs and symbols that contain the message they're trying to give to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of threes and a lot of ones.
He knows that you understand that. He knows threes are his number, but it also is a number of alignment. Remember that he's aligning into your world, whatever it is that you need. Ask and you shall receive. Because it is the asking, when you say, all right, Timmy, make it happen, and then it happens, it didn't just happen, he helped it happen. So now you have a connection as well as whatever you asked him for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just so grateful, like the gratitude coming from this little guy that you're feeling so good right now. He's so grateful for that because it means that he's so much closer to you. Last year, he had to kind of love from a distance because every time he got too close, you would feel his presence and that would just remind you he was gone. This year, the closer he gets, the more you feel his presence, the more you know he's here. So the closer he gets to be with you guys. I think that's why he's like giving you an agenda. Let's go to the movies. We can go pick some apples, but that's fine. I'm running around. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be running around. Not me, him. Those kinds of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Slow that down, buddy. He's definitely going trick-or-treating with them, though. He is not missing out. It's funny. I see the
So
little.
who we going with?
He's like, I am going with them. I'm not missing out. I am going with them.
Yeah, but see, Shari's getting older now, so like, I'm under the impression Vicky's inviting us to go, and I said, okay, that would be good because then Boo can have that interaction with Trenton that he didn't get to have with Timmy,
Exactly.
and he got that experience with the Fonda Fair. He got to ride the ride with Trenton too, and Trenton like hugged him the whole time, like leaning on him. It was cute. So
So he's
yeah.
thanking Vicky for inviting you guys, even though she hasn't done it yet. She's going to. I see you guys trick-or-treating with the little guys, and Timmy letting you know that he will be there with you guys. He's like, you watch, you're going to get full-size chocolate bars because he's going to lead you to the right house with the full-size chocolate bars.
Mhm. Yeah, I was like, Timmy, you should like Really, I've been trying to get Vicky to put Triton in like a Paw Patrol or the Baby Shark because Timmy didn't get to do and I wanted him to wear one of those costumes. That was gonna be his costume that year. But she's like, no, he's gonna go as a dinosaur. I'm like, yeah, if you hurry up and get the size, they run out of them toddlers pretty fast. So we have
Here's
it
the
my
thing.
way, he'll be wearing the Timmy's costume that I want him to wear.
No, but here's the thing, sweetie. He can wear the costume that he wants to wear because this is his little life, right? But here's the thing. What you need to say is, Timmy, show me a little guy that's just like you, that looks like you, is dressed up in the Paw Patrol costume. I want to see those Paw Patrol costumes everywhere, or Baby Shark costumes everywhere we go. I want you to line me up with the kids that are out there trick or treating that have those costumes on. Every time I see one of those costumes, I'm going to know that you're with me. So it doesn't matter if that little boy has that costume on, because everywhere you go, you're going to see those costumes. Trick
Yeah.
or treating night. That's how that works. Aw, he's just so glad that you are in this energy right now, and so grateful that he's able to be a part of your life right now in such a loving, meaningful way.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help the rest of the family too. Um, I saw Amy at Walmart today when we were doing the clothes shopping, and she looked kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt weird because like I was feeling good, like, and I feel bad that she's hurting still.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I guess I'm healing just a tad bit faster. I don't
Well,
know.
it's not so much that you're healing. Well, I should say it's not. Let me say that better. You come every single week. You have put so much work into your healing, honey, that the more work and effort you put into the healing and the more effort you put into your own life, into feeling better, the better you get. It's not anything magical. It's that, yes, she has done some work on her healing as well, but not as much as you. You understand? That's why
Yeah,
it's easier for you when you feel his presence to know that he's with you. Whereas she's feeling his presence, but it's making her sad. You understand?
yeah.
He goes, don't worry about Auntie Amy. I will scare her and make her laugh. He literally made her laugh until she peed her pants. So I'm not sure what that's about. You'll have to ask her.
Okay.
I feel like she did have a laughing, like she laughed recently.
Oh, oh, they went on hay rides, scary hay rides the other day. Maybe he scared the piss out of her and she laughed so hard she pissed her pants, maybe.
I know. He's got her laughing so hard and he gave her a maxi pad. And I'm like, what the heck? He's like, she peed her pants. We're going to make her pee her pants. Aw. As they're pulling their energy back, hun, they gave you earrings. Do you have your ears pierced?
Yeah, I just haven't worn the earrings. I've thought about it. I've been putting makeup on again,
Ah, I see. I'm like, why are we bringing this up? When you said I
but
haven't worn them.
but I haven't put the earrings in. That's why.
Do you have earrings from your grandma?
I do not, but I do have a necklace.
Okay, because showing me her jewelry we were talking about getting the earring, like putting earrings on and stuff. She's like jewelry. She just said she has mine, and I'm like, oh, okay. So wear the jewelry sometimes too. Your grandma wants to be with you right now as well. So when you wear
Um,
something that was theirs, you feel their energy around you even more.
yeah. Well, I've been feeling her a lot lately too. I'm pretty sure I got a whiff of her again. Not as strong as last week, but yeah.
Because she's watching over your little boy on the other side. So if he's close to you right now, so is she, because they are like this on that side.
Yeah, I thanked her the other day for watching over him for me until I can get up there.
Yeah. She's like, please know how proud they are of you. She's just literally bursting at the seams for how proud she is of you. And she's like, see, this shows you how much you have healed and how good you are doing right now. Remind yourself of this when you're having a bad day, that this too shall pass, because you are doing so well. This is exactly what I mean when I say that we measure growth. Growth and healing happens like hair growth. If you get up the next day after you've cut your hair and you look in the mirror, you're not going to see any change. If you get up the day after something terrible happens and you look in the mirror, you're not going to see any change or feel any difference. But every single day that goes by, as time goes by, if you give it, say, 2 months, and then you look in the mirror, you're going to be able to see the difference. Healing comes in so dramatically gradually that if you're looking at it every single day, you miss it. But when you look back, you can see the giant leaps and bounds of healing that has taken place. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Know that they're with you and that you're going to be very busy this week. I just see you being busy and busy and busy and busy and busy. Like I'm seeing leaves all around you. I don't know if that's just because you're going to the apple orchard this week or what, but I'm seeing the leaves all around you. Oh, he's communicating with leaves. Do you get, like, I know here in Canada, we get those big red maple leaves and stuff, right? I'm not sure where you are. Do you get like the big red and orange kind of leaves?
Yeah, we get the leaves that fall off the trees. And
Well,
we live in the country, so we have tons of leaves up here.
something about big red and orange leaves. Not just the dried ones, like the really pretty ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
When they say they're communicating, or when I say they're communicating with leaves and they keep showing me these leaves, you, I, you're going to be in the right place, right moment, right time to line up with this. He's going to use it as a sign or a symbol at some point. So I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it'll be a moment that's very important. And then you're going to look down at your feet and you're going to see that orange leaf. And I want you to know that's him letting you know he's with you at that moment.
Okay.
Just keep that in the back of your mind. And he's pulling back his energy and eating dinner. Did you eat dinner yet?
No, but could he be talking about the Saturday dinner we're having at Amy's for his second heavenly birthday?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, probably. Because he just said, you're going to see me there, watch for the leaves. You're going to see me there. It's going to be an important moment. You're going to see me with that leaf. And then he's like, and I'm coming for dinner. Let's eat dinner. And I thought he was talking about right now, but that would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's also, I can feel you're hungry. He's like, but I'm also hungry. So tell mom to eat dinner.
Yeah, I could eat something.
Oh, honey. Okay. Because he just wrapped his arms around you and he's like, see, mom, I'm right here. I can feel your stomach too. Oh, he's pulling his energy back, hon. Oh, I hope that that was helpful.
It was.
All right. Well, if you need me, kiddo, in the meantime, between like in the next few days, I know that these are going to be really, I'm not going to say hard days for you because you're doing really great through this. But again, I just want you to know that my door is open. If you need me, I'm here. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, you guys, this has been amazing messages today. I really enjoyed it, but now I have to pee real bad. So we're ending this here. You guys have a great rest of your day. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you guys again next week.
Bye.